Hello, I am IBX Toycat, and look, it's the Chaos Cubed drop, but it's behind me. This is officially a brand new update to Minecraft that came out just an hour and a half earlier today. Now what's fun is I did have a trip planned. I left for it last Thursday. You're probably familiar with it if you followed the channel and the streams. And so I had to cut that short. It wasn't actually that hard of a thing to do. I don't mind going on a 5-day, I thought it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you about it later. But it was perfectly timed to get me home for when this would come out. I did take a small snack break. I had a small delay, but here we are, basically on time. And so can we have a second as a little clap for Toycat? Okay, we can't have that. That's fine. Hello, I'm IBX Toycat, and yeah, I have not actually in this last week played Minecraft. As you can see, here's my proof. I got the receipts here. No Minecraft played since Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And so let's jump into it. Interestingly, I do have a bit of a head start because I made yesterday's video about where in my world would be a good place to look. Just got back from Bogota. Glad to come home from this. Did you also just get back home from Bogota, Johnny? You know, I'm gonna go with Johnny Woodstock for anyone else who doesn't know you. Did you just come through Bogota Airport? I went to. Okay, this is crazy to me. I had my first proper fell asleep in one continent, woke up in another, super far away. So my plane took off from Bogota last night, capital of Colombia, if you don't know, and I just woke up in Paris, France. Yeah, it meant that yeah, crazy fact. What was the snack? The snack is you, Maureen Olsen. Good to see you, everyone. Should we do this with vibrant visuals on or off? I feel like whenever it's a new update, it kind of feels a bit right to use vibrant visuals. Yes, I did just come back from Bogota. Haha, what? Oh, no way! What time were you there? There is a non-zero chance that we were just at the airport together without even knowing it. It's a great airport, by the way. I think for South America, top tier. So have I already traded with this wandering trader? The answer is yes, but only for one of his trades. So I'm going to put my dirt away, and then I'm going to go grab a shulker box, unless this is a shulker box. That's not. Well, I mean, it is a shulker box, but it's not full. No VV. You know, let's do it as a poll. I am very curious. Obviously, I'm going to ignore the poll and do what I want anyway, but I'm really curious to see what people think. So, vibrant visuals on or off. So then VV will be an option, and then fancy. Vibrant visual graphics versus fancy graphics. I'm really curious to see what people think. I realized it's a stream. Yeah, this would be the worst video ever if this was a video. I personally like the charm of videos where they're like, well, let's quickly work this out. You know, but you can't do that in videos anymore. It's relegated exclusively to the world of streams. So vibrant visuals, I've switched completely to it now. Yeah, I keep thinking I'm ready to make the transition, and then every time I do, I come back and I'm like, oh, but this is good too. Like, this looks so good. It looks so close to being vanilla. Like, soon it will be better than the default, I'm sure. But then every time I come back to this, so I'll give you a quick little vanilla peek here. Every time I come back to this, I'm like, but this feels right. Sure hope this isn't pre-recorded. If this was pre-recorded, it would be so that I could murder someone and get away with it. So thank you very much to Cat Beanie for being here and saying something very delightful, as well as to Chilliest Bean and Jonathan King. I'll just keep naming regulars and hope that I get someone in this pre-recording. This isn't actually pre-recorded for anyone who doesn't understand that joke, and it's a very if you don't understand the joke, it's a very tasteless reference to the man in Northern Ireland who killed his girlfriend and then set up a pre-recorded live stream where he said that he couldn't see chat as his excuse for why he wasn't reading out chat. And yeah, he almost got away with it, but apparently there is some proof. There's some like way that you can tell something's been pre-recorded on OBS versus being live transmitted on OBS. That's what they said, at least. Oh, also, look, we got a second trader. No, it's the same trader again. So, chat, isn't this charming? The answer is yes. But also, isn't this also charming? I don't know. I think it really depends on the conditions to me. That is my ultimate theory. Damn, I should have to show up and get praise. This is easy. I don't think you've never come here and said like something that was I mean, the fact that you come here is already nice, but you've never come here and done something where I'm like, oh, what is that all about, Cat? You gotta keep that. You gotta keep that to yourself. At least not that I can think of. Right, so Cat, just here to say I appreciate your videos. Been watching 6 or 7 years, but barely comment anywhere. Thank you, Simba. Oh, MCJE Simba. I recognize your name. I think also from Twitter, but also here on YouTube. Thank you for saying you appreciate the videos. It is genuinely important, I think. I don't know, I think a lot about how small bits of feedback can really have a huge impact on the content you watch. At least that's what I've noticed in myself. It makes me really more likely to say, you know, when I like someone's stuff, that I like someone's stuff. Like, it makes me really, having gone through it myself, it makes me appreciate that a lot more. There was that one time that Cat Beanie said Fig Newtons were just okay. Oh, I don't know what a Fig Newton is off the top of my head. I could guess it's like a fig snack, but I can't say anything more than that. Anyway, hello everyone. I'm ABX Toy Cat, and this is the first day of the Chaos Cubed update being out. So if you don't already have it, go download it. It's a gigabyte download, which is amazing. Well, I'll have to talk about that if we do a review of the update. Yeah, this is a huge. Also, oh yeah, look at my thing over there. This is a huge change in your Minecraft world because there's going to be a new biome you can find below it. And so, if like me, you've explored far and wide in every direction, how do you find this new biome? Great question. Fig Newtons are amazing in moderation. Ooh, that's a good idea. Your world looks really cool. Thank you, Elizabeth Cummings. The map, as you can see, gets a little bit janky as you get further away from it. But sulfur cubes are great, good dog toys. Oh no, just good dog toys, not great dog toys. That's me adding editorialization to that comment. So how do you find this in your existing world? I made a video covering it yesterday, where I went looking around manually, and now because of that video, I can do it quite easily. So basically, the short answer is, if you go into new chunks, you will find a sulfur geyser on the surface. That is exactly what I did. I can just go show you, actually. Yeah, I've got the firework rockets. So, for anyone who is curious, you find sulfur caves below your existing worlds if those chunks are pre-1.18. If you've only had your world since 2021 or 2020... No, it's 2021. If you've had your world since 2021 or newer, you'll only find sulfur caves under new chunks you haven't explored yet. So you can tell if the chunk is new or old, basically by this. If you get weird bugs where it doesn't load in correctly, that's a good sign that... So this right here, I can now say with pretty decent certainty, is a chunk my Minecraft game has just never loaded in. Besides maybe to spit some peonies on the ground. Which, you know, let's put the peonies back up. Let's do ourselves a favor, shall we? Wait, what just happened there? What? Oh, that was a peony. These are lilacs. So I'll put them all back down where they're meant to be. But basically, yeah, the easiest way to be sure that you're finding a sulfur cave is to look for a sulfur geyser. But thankfully, I did this research on Monday, and it tells me that somewhere in this ocean was the best place to dig down. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I have forgotten the exact spots, but I know it was in this ocean behind my house here. But in the meantime, let me go show you what I mean by a sulfur geyser. So I just looked at Amazon UK, and the closest thing to proper Fig Newtons that shows up appears to be Boland's Fig Rolls. Ugh. That sounds genuinely gross. That doesn't sound like fun gross. That sounds like I won't be having one of those. I mean, I do think figs do sound like something from a different time. Like, you know, tastes change all the time, and I think figs have long since fallen out of favor. What is that lava pit doing there? Wait, chat. How have I never spotted this before in my world? What the heck happened here? So you can tell if the chunk is new, sometimes because it errors out like this, sometimes because it errors out like what you just saw, but also if it has, you know, like brand new features that have been there since you last explored, like these firefly bushes, then you'll know for sure. But in my particular case, the biggest clue, if you have a console edition world, is usually the big hard border. So from, you know, which I know, don't want to get too political on you, but a hard border is something you will see at the edge of your... Oh, look at that! The world generates so interestingly because of how Realms doesn't quite know how to handle an world, it seems like. But here you can see we have ourselves the clear border between old Minecraft and new Minecraft. And literally, this wasn't in my video even, but that's a sulfur geyser right across the... Yeah, literally right there. So, okay, interestingly, the video I made was very slightly different to the real reality, but here you can see we've got sulfur. Do you see what happened there? That was strange, right? Oh, I found a bug! Chat, you'll never believe this, but Minecraft just put out an update, and I found a fun bug in it. That never happens. Also, pit lava. Add that to the list of fun, quirky bugs in my Minecraft world, I guess. But yeah, so honestly, yeah, so the dripstone spikes have a funny issue. I'm guessing only from this side. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, so dripstone spikes are really trippy. This isn't... I'm gonna let go. Okay, I'm holding down the controller, and now I'm letting go. Yeah, that's strange. This is a geyser. Oh, yeah. I've never seen this happen with any other Minecraft block. But you can see it's happening with all of the dripstone spikes. Anyway, so this is a sulfur geyser. Oh, that is a floating dead bush. Look at the way the reflections work on the ground below it. That is strange. That is incredibly strange. So I have a few dead bushes here because, again, world borders, bedrock, whole story. Intriguingly enough, we have one red sand. Or is this orange terracotta? Chat, I'm pretty sure this is orange terracotta, but is this actually hard red sand? If you're a block expert, let me know. A bug? I thought they changed it to a spider. I heard that as well. Dasher. Mojang has to fix Bedrock. Yeah, I think there's yeah, I think weirdly, even though this is like one of the least serious issues, it does feel very janky. It feels very, very, very wobbly. And I'm amazed because I didn't notice this anywhere in the previews, which is weird. I wonder if there's just a different way that you play Minecraft when you're testing features versus when you're actually like coming across them. Anyway, so if I dug down from here, I would find myself a sulfur cave. But I'm not going to dig down from here because this is a new chunk that I don't really want to sully if I can avoid it. And it so happens that I can avoid it because underneath my existing world, I should be able to find sulfur caves. And on a copy of the world on Monday, I did. So that means that if I use this, admittedly, it seems to be slightly different copy, I should find something else. But yeah, look at that biome we're leaving behind. It's so jankily put together. Was that a desert temple, by the way? Oh, for the terracotta, you mean? Oh, someone mentioned a bush in the video. How long you have in your world? Elizabeth Cummings. I had to work this out because I was curious when the next anniversary was. And the Let's Play World turns 14 in October. That's right. The Let's Play World is old enough to drink. I'm gonna make that joke every single year. It gets a little bit less funny every year. I'll concede. You know, when it's 16, you know, at 14, I'm sure there's someone who's like, "Wow, Toycat, did you know that actually in the United States of America you can drink till you're 21?" But also this lava pit is look at everything around it. Look at these trees and this mushroom. I genuinely don't understand how this would even happen. I can understand how this happens. Like, if this is a chunk border, which 1761, it probably is. This chunk border was going to be ocean. This chunk border was going to be lava. Put them next to each other. I can understand that. I don't understand how this happens. Like, unless this is chunk smoothing or something like that. This literally makes no sense to me. But again, as long as we don't touch it, it'll just be like that. And that's very fine to me. Did they fix single biome worlds in Java? Oh, I don't know. Great question. Also, here's my second world border. I do have a few. I have 3, yeah. So 14-year-old is probably old enough to drive a truck and a farm. My Let's Play World can drive trucks on farms unaccompanied. I think y'all find. I like the look of that lava water. Yeah, it's compelling in its own way. So I'm just gonna go to 1000. Those are really round coordinate numbers. and we'll see where we end up from there. What's the worst that could happen, right? Okay, 1,000, 0. Let's do the classic technique. Everyone says you shouldn't do this, but they're wrong and they're stupid. And also, I don't have a totem of undying, so maybe we will use conventional wisdom here. But if we just go up here, and then we can make ourselves a place with oxygen. There we go. There's oxygen in here. Look at all my oxygen I have. Then we just have to dig. Actually, yeah, I want to get some light in here, but we'll work that out later. For now, if you just dig straight down from an ocean, you never have to worry about falling into a lava pit, because what will just happen? Oh wait. What will just happen is the lava will be neutralized by the water. Speaking of, it looks like I've already been in here. Yeah, chat, have I already dug down into these caves, or is this a wild coincidence? No, wild coincidence. Fun coincidence, but still quite wild. So let's continue digging down from here, because again, I worry I'll hit a lava pit, and if I do hit a lava pit, I want to have some water to back me up. So as you can see, I've dug down from here, and I've not found a sulfur cave. Once you're at minus 15, you can be relatively sure. So now we swim out real fast before I die. Might die, but it'll be a chill death, I'm sure. Let's just get out of here before we die. Kill these zombies that have definitely freshly spawned. Place a few more torches around, because that's probably good for me. And then dig down again. We should go further away, but just for fun. Let's do it from, like, here. So, water, water, water. Will this lead me to a sulfur cave? I don't imagine it will. But if we're literally here and we're already basically at the lair we want to be, then why not check? Ooh, isn't that beautiful, chat? Man, there's some really beautiful things you can do with Vibrant Visuals. And this is one of them. So as you can see, we did not end up at the right point. Vibrant Visuals caves feel like Java Darkness. Yeah, you know, Dasher, I've been thinking about that Java Darkness ever since the, like, for anyone who wasn't here last stream, statistically, that is at least 20 of you. Maybe even more. But I played Minecraft Java, specifically because the, I'm trying to, okay. Specifically because this thing only works with a Java Edition mod. So I thought it'd be fun, which is why I thought it would be a really cool, like, sponsored stream. Like, basically I'm getting paid to play Java Edition. Sounds like a deal to me. You know, because I always want to have more excuses to compare and contrast the Java Edition. To, like, understand. I think that blind doing anything is stupid, right? Like, I think that sometimes the happiest way through is just not to know what's going on out there. But also I think that, you know, to truly appreciate what you have to understand what you don't have. And so that's why I decided to play the Java Edition. And it's dark. It's so dark. I've been thinking about, like, actually, you know, yeah, it's this dark, chat, all the time. The moon is the only thing keeping this from being absolutely disastrously dark. By the way, it looks as though 55% of people have said this. I definitely love to see you play Java Edition more, says Simba MCJE. Who would have guessed that someone with Java Edition in their name would like me to play Java Edition more? Yeah, no, I do think I considered doing recently, like, another, like, beat Minecraft and all editions sort of idea. It's a shame, like, some of my favorite ideas are ones that I'll come up with once every year. And, you know, sometimes that's good. If it's a banger idea, like, you know, how to find diamonds is a great idea to have once a year. Because every single time there's someone who'll go, I did not know that till just now. You know what I'm saying? But there are also some ideas that are not so fun to have every year. So I think we need to go to sleep. I could fly home, or I could put a bed down here. Given that I already need to make a house over here, actually, let's do that. I'm going to build myself a little home. Because if you're not familiar, one of my silly projects I'm currently working on is making sure I have a bed every 500 blocks. So these are the things I bring with me. I bring a bed, easy peasy. I bring a furnace, I bring a crafting table. And that way, no matter where I am in the world, I can still have, like, some basic essentials for living. I think it's a nice idea. Not everyone agrees. But now we just put down a torch over, like, there and over here. And I sleep, and we'll deal with the rest of this in the morning. But yeah, look at this. I am being attacked by a baby drown. Hello. How's it going? Ooh, we came back on Monday, not today. What time on Monday did you come back, Johnny Woodstock? because I would have left Monday night. Because obviously, internet, like, when you do a long flight, Fun fact, if you fly eastbound, you basically always fly overnight. That's just it's just a rule of life. It's possible not to. It's just usually you don't. So I've got a bunch of cobblestone and lime concrete powder. I don't know what the lime concrete powder's doing in there. I don't even remember how I make the houses, so I'll just make I'll make like a version of the house. Just so it's clear that I tried. There we go. That looks like a house to me. And then we'll put some of this down. Yeah, this is looking exactly like what I was hoping it would. And then we'll put a little roof up. There we go. This is a good enough house, I reckon. And then we'll just put, yeah, we'll leave that for now because this house functions, and I'm currently looking for the sulfur cave. Bed to be replaced with straw beds in the next update. Oh, that's a fun idea, Akash Warrior. Yeah, instead of having these little beds. Also, this house is too small. There's meant to be space to maneuver. Okay, let's, you know, just for future me's sake, let's come in here. Let's put down this block there, so we can put these blocks down over there. So then we can come back into the house, which I've just slept in, and move this over here. Except now I need a place to put the bed down on this side. So some dirt will do the job. And there we go. This is technically a house. Really pushing the definition of technically there. But it does the job. You can sleep in it. And also you get good views. I'd be a great estate agent. That should be a realm review thing one day. We only look at bad realms and exclusively try to find positive things. No, we left early in the morning. Oh, okay then. So yeah, I think I landed in Bogota at like 2 p.m. or something. So you would have just missed us. But we were temporarily in the same region of the world. Straw beds would be perfect when you go out exploring and skip nights. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's funny though. I think this is one of the slightly broken parts of the drop system. Is genuinely a part of me is like, man, I'm so excited for this update. Oh yeah, there's no dappled forest yet. You know, and I'm someone who's like deeply familiar with updates and everything. But that doesn't mean that I'm not, you know, even though this update has just dropped, I am kind of heavily like, yeah, well, I'm really, the big moment comes when they do this next change here. Which is a bit of a bummer, really. Okay, so here's how you get oxygen underwater. You go like this, and then you swim into the gap. You get your oxygen going back, and then we can dig straight down. You can also just get a better thing. Do you guys stay in Bogota, or just a connecting flight? It was a very, very cheap connecting flight. A lot of people have this like deep fear of connecting, whereas to me it's like, yeah, you get to see a second place for the price of one. That seems like a good thing to me. But in the case of, yeah, I like putting my crafting table and furnace in the walls and floors to save space. Yeah, the only reason I haven't done that. Also, we found lava, chat. We found lava. That's good news. See, you don't have to worry about digging down and finding lava if, and only if, you do this. So is this a sulfur cave? No, chat, it is not. It is something much worse. No sulfur in here. Good to go looking, though. Was it an Airbus or a Boeing? You know what, Bassard? I appreciate the plane nerdery. I've flown a good few planes today. I flew an A220 to get back, like not from Colombia, but to get back to London, which I thought was really cool. It's one of the only planes that has like 2 free seating. So it's 2 seats on one side, 3 seats on the other. I think that's cool personally. I think like some people want to sit as a family of 3, but if there's 2 of you, the only time you want free abreast seating is if you can guarantee you're gonna, you know, you take the aisle and the window and you take the middle seat for yours. But you don't need to do that on an A220. Big fan of the A220. Canadian engineering at its best, I tell you. I've never been to Colombia, but I've been to the District of Columbia. It's probably basically the same. I do want to know why it is that Colombia is spelt different to... I have to say it, Colombia, just to make sure you understand that I'm basically correcting your typo there, Dan. Yeah, even though it's called that, the little cube guys look cute and could definitely make a solid McDonald's out of the new blocks. Yeah, it's kind of a fun thing. I think I'm gonna probably do a tiny bit of excavation today. But a part of me is like, let's just go big. Let's just go really big on the excavation. Who's to stop me? I think it was over here that I went mining. Maybe. Right down here. Let's go for it. It could be that my copy version of the world or the beta version I was using were not perfectly the same as the end version in terms of the generation. So let's go looking. Can I make it to the bottom? Can I make it to a part where I can find air before I die of suffocation, chat? Genuine question. Oh, too late for me to find an answer. I've not played Minecraft since before the spring drop. What are the new features of this summer drop? Hey, Vespa Panda. So I've got a video all about this. I won't reiterate it too much here, but there's a brand new biome with brand new blocks and a brand new mob. And the brand new mob is, I literally don't know how I'm going to use it in my world. I think I'm enthused about the idea of making a cable car, maybe. Oh, I've not found it yet. I have not found it yet. So if I go a little deeper, yeah, there's no sulfur here. Oh, why can't I get out? I can't swim. Minecraft does have some slightly janky mechanics of swimming sometimes. Okay, get in here. Breathe a bit of oxygen. Probably worth going back to the guys where you found it in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, you got a good point. I think you've got a good point. I think I'll try one more hole, and then I'll go back to the geyser. I think I thought it was like a lock-in that I would find a sulfur cave here. But clearly I have not. So that is a sign that I should contemplate defeat. Okay, so firework rocket up, just to be sure. And I think let's just go for a try. So the basic strategy here is if you dig down from enough existing chunks, some of those chunks will generate with a sulfur cave below them. Because you can have new generation under existing chunks, it is not uncommon. Oh, let me get in here. Then it means that we can do this all day and maybe get good things. So what good things are we getting today? I'm hoping some sulfur. But maybe I'm wrong to hope. I hope they'll update the programmer art text pack this year. Someone told me, I haven't verified it yet, that they removed the, Oh, okay. This is a big cave. This is a very big cave. It's a lush cave, which is nice. So lots of fellas in here. Good to see you all. And you as well. Wow, what a lovely bunch of people we are. So this is a big cave, and I remember there being a big cave. So maybe this big cave will lead me to some sulfur. So this is a silly idea. Man, it's crazy that we have such a big lush cave here. Because finding those spore blossoms is actually a bit of a pain. But let's see what I find all the same. So this is some glow squid ink. Very useful. I don't think I can pick that up, though. I've got a super full inventory. So let's go for a quick fly around. Chat, do you see any yellow or red? Oh, we've got more funky lava-water interactions in here. You love to see those. But otherwise, no. It looks as though the answer is not yes. You know, still working out what it is if it is not yes. But so far, yes is not the answer. It's a beautiful cave. It's nice to find these. But yeah, this is a prime example, in my opinion, of where Vibrant Visuals falls down. This is too dark for a cave. This is not the level of lightness one is looking for. So what we're going to do is, just so we can get a little bit of a start of the update, we're going to go to the Sulfur Geyser. No totem, remember. Very good thing to remember there, Dasher. I think I might go back and get a totem. I've been playing without one for fun for a while now, but maybe that's a bad idea. So speaking of bad ideas, oh no, the water got in here. Okay, we're fine. So, I mean, it is a bad idea to let water into your oxygen holes. Pro tip. You know, that's one that will go far in life, let me tell you about it. I'm calling it. Toycat is going to die on stream and regret not equipping a new totem. I don't know how you could make that assumption, just because it's true. Yeah, I think getting a new totem makes sense if we're doing some risky stuff. But also, doesn't it add a bit of fun to Minecraft when you know that that's not what's happening? Am I the only one who's like, yeah, who's to say what will happen now? Oh my god, Minecraft mentioned. Good to see you, Glue Bottle. I see that your reputation is preceding you again. With the new sulfur cube combined with the magma and slime cube, we can now make a traffic light, says Ash Starlight. Oh, yeah. That would be a... I mean, you could already make a traffic light using regular blocks. But now, you can make an alive traffic light, which is the most horrifying idea. I'm glad people like you don't exist in the engineering departments at major cities. Finally found my first sulfur spring. Took me 4,500 blocks away from spawn. That is very far to be heading. So here is my totem stash, chat. I can't afford to be using these up like they're nothing. Also, I picked up some row blocks that we should put away for the sake of keeping things easy. Also, hey, says Rick Mel Games. Good to see you, Rick Mel Games. How are things going? I was just also, wait, actually, let's put on my... the fact that you're from the Netherlands reminded me that I should put on my Dutch cape. That's right, chat. This cape, this is wild that this is true, but right now, unless more people come out and have it, this cape is currently rarer than the Minecon 2012 cape. So it is my new rarest cape that I own. I think it's definitely rarer than the 2016 or 15 or whichever cape I have. 2014? Can't wait to start using Cinnabar blocks for pathways in my world. Yeah, no, for real. I feel like it's going to be like so again, for the videos you've seen, one was made by the world for one was made by KMB, one was made by Chris. I really liked the smoothness of Cinnabar. That's why we're going to go get some right now. I went looking for Cinnabar and I didn't find any. Very funny how that works. Being at my dad and mum and sister house playing Java right now. We got a lot of Java players in the chat. Appreciate you all watching, even though I play what is to you the janky wrong version of Minecraft. Got lots of appreciation for you. Crazy rare cape, yeah. Yeah, I think what was really intriguing to me is how everyone knew it was going to be rare, and I think that probably, I think, okay, so I saw a video by, I've seen a big video, but also I've seen a lot of smaller videos too. Lots of people are talking about this as if it's a disastrous thing. Mojang shouldn't allow rare capes to exist. And it's kind of interesting because I take the opposite view that, like, I hate when video games like Fortnite will have a microtransaction, and the only thing that shows is that you paid for the microtransaction. Whereas, you know, these Minecraft capes are like, no, you have to do something and be somewhere. Like, I don't like the financial element to it. I think that hard to earn in-game would be better. But I like this idea that, you know, you have something that represents, like, time and effort and accomplishment. But apparently I'm the only one. Or maybe just the Minecraft community is so broad always that there's going to be some number of people. I didn't grab a shulker box earlier, by the way. So we're going to have to use existing shulker space. I think the Minecraft community just gets so broad that there's always going to be someone who's like, Mojang, you idiot. You idiot, Daz. Why you think this is a good idea? Maybe it's the Italian community. Maybe that's factual, you know. Also, my goal was to find my geyser, but I don't have any portals near here, chat. Yeah, this is like a big dead spot in my portal network. I thought this would be the smartest way to get there. Okay, you know what, chat? This is why I need to have a this is why I need to better explain where all my portals are. I have this map of my nether, but the map of my nether doesn't show all my portals. So this is a lesson for the future. A cape for completing all achievements would be cool. Yeah, that's a great example, Ezra Morgan. Yeah, I think that's a portal and that's a portal. So yeah, I guess I need to just like better list my portals using these. It's kind of fun what I've used right now, I think. Speaking of things that are fun, thank you very much to Billo for the £3 tip. Appreciate it. Do I look funny today? You know, don't answer. I appreciate the tip though, Billo. I like that your name rhymes with pillow too. Also, there's a new cape redemption code hidden in the Rings of Saturn, exclusive to the first person to find it. See, that would be a cool fact, right? That would be very cool to me. Like, I think that, you know, in the 90s, you would crave a Guinness World Record that said you did something first or the best or the most or whatever the case may be, right? or maybe like an Order of the British Empire or something. Like an OBE, MBE, like being knighted. There are lots of ways that you can like acknowledge that something good or something like impressive has been done. And I think that a little bit of everyone wants that. I think that that's quite a reasonable thing to want. I think all of us on some level kind of crave validation. I think sometimes it's you're not allowed to admit it. Sometimes you want it in a very specific way. But I think most people want some form of, some level of validation. I'm going to grab a red shulker box because we're grabbing a red block. And then we're going to fly all the way out to it. Except to save fireworks, because, I want to be eco-conscious here today. We're going to catch the ladder up all the way to the top of the world, and we'll fly from up there. So, I tried to get 20,000 hours on Bedrock, and I only needed 350 hours for it. You're at 20,000 hours on Bedrock? That's a lot of hours. That's too many hours, if you ask me. Speaking of too many hours, I had an interesting tip from It's Mario Plays, who says that Minecraft, Bedrock, and Java should merge. Has this showed up on screen yet? I'll assume that it has. A majority of the Bedrock code with the features of the Java players enjoy, like PvP movement tech. Merging the two versions of Minecraft is one of the most interesting questions. The correct move to do, if it was solely a button ticking exercise, a box ticking exercise, would be that. However, at the same time, even though that would be the easiest thing to do, from a what you should do point of view, I think there are just so many technical reasons you can't. I don't know. Chat, have you heard about I can't believe that I didn't finish this chat. I'm missing some ladders for my big cool time to the top there. Yeah, I think okay, we're at 319 finally, the top of the sugarcane farm. So I'm gonna fly from here to where I can't see anything, chat. I'm gonna fly from here to where I saw the geyser. I'm just gonna mine those blocks. But in the meantime, look at all these silver blocks I collected. Look at all these cinnabar blocks I collected. And if you are new to the stream, don't trust anyone who says that those aren't sulfur or cinnabar blocks. People would hate it. I think it would be good in the long term, but so bad in the short term. The only way you could make that feasible for the local Minecraft player base is if you merged it into Java. Oh. The only way to make it feasible from a corporate perspective would be if you merged Java players into Bedrock. But if you tried that, they just wouldn't go. They'd keep playing old Java versions. If you tried to stop that, they're still going to do it, just less legally. Like, I think you're going to lose all the goodwill in the community, and so it's just not going to happen, is the simple answer. I don't think Java won't merge with Bedrock while the known developers are all Java language devs. Once it's time for them to pass the torch, they keep their eye on if they hire more C devs. Well, in theory, there's a huge number of C++ devs. And then, like, the number of people who know Java as a language is, like, it's in the toilet, right? Like, it's, the number of new developers who train on Java is very, very low. It is a language with more use than, I'll concede. I have programming friends who tell me that it's, slightly better than useless and worthless and outdated. There's still reasons to use Java. But it's not what anyone trains in. Java runs better now with all the recent optimizations, and it's better for modders, so they should add Bedrock features to Java. Yeah, I think that would be the best thing to do. I think that, like, I do think they probably get, like, stuck from a corporate perspective about, like, do you want to add Bedrock features to Java, or do you want there to be reasons for Java players to play Bedrock? I think that's a complicated answer. Okay, so chat, this is a sulfur geyser, this is a sulfur geyser, this is a sulfur geyser, that's a sulfur geyser, no, those are pumpkins, but that's a sulfur geyser right there. Which means that if I understand correctly, there is a ravine here. Will that ravine lead me to sulfur? No. Will this ravine lead me to sulfur? No. Or, technically, I'm saying ravine, I think they're called geysers, right? No, they're not geysers, they're crevices, they've got a silly name. So here, you can see there is a cave, but that cave leads me in that direction, which means if I follow it down, then... wow, there we go. Also, I should have just brought obsidian with me, and then I could make a new portal here. Yeah, I think having a new sulfur portal would be useful. So I have no idea what the extent of this cave is. I only looked around it for 40 seconds for a video before. But let's see what this cave leads to. Oh, it's big, chat. It's big. It's a big one. So, and it even has, it looks like it goes right below the surface here. I think something is attacking me. I can't be sure. Yep, that's... Chat, it's the new sulfur slime. Ah, the sulfur slime, he's gonna get me. Chat, you gotta watch out for these sulfur slimes. Let me tell you. They are big, they are scary, and they want to hurt you. So I read online, I watched a tutorial that said you can feed them blocks, and they'll become your friends, though. So I'm gonna give him... Okay, here you go. Here's all the andesite you can have. How much do you want, man? Do you need some diorite as well? Some granite? Fine, if you need the granite as well, I can make that happen. Okay, here you go. Here you go, buddy. Just eat it all. Eat it all. Become my friend. If you are curious, this is not a sulfur slime. This is a slime in a sulfur. I don't actually see a sulfur slime anywhere in here, though. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Whoa, do you see how many there are? So I'm going to have to light this place up first. Ask questions later. So those are glow squid. Man, this is a big cave. This is a very big cave. Give it a nice good torching. This is a sulfur slime. He is friendly. He looks friendly. And I can give him some blocks. Or I can just mine a block. And I guess he'll deal with that correctly. So would you like to become a... oh, new crafting recipe unlocked. I bet you would. Look at this, chat. I now have a friend that I can hit. Like all good friends. I'm going to hit him. Should we get him up to the surface, actually? I think we probably should, like, lure a bunch of sulfur slimes out of here. So let's torch the place up. Make sure it's very lit in here. And then let's bring the sulfur slimes out to the surface using our blocks as a lure. So he is trapped in sulfur jail right now. But let's get him out of there. And let's see if we can't make some friends. The only issue of removing Bedrock is Apple devices, so we could just keep Bedrock on just Apple. You don't think you can get Java to run on Apple devices? I recall, again, it's been a long time. But back in the day, there was a way to get Java working on Apple. Because I played a lot of Funnel games, if anyone remembers that. But it was by the RuneScape developers. They made, like, a bunch of games. Oh, no, he's... Okay, so I'm going to have to shear him so that he can... come on, guys. Stop eating. You've got to... I'm trying to get you to go places. They are not coming anywhere. So, pro tip, don't even bother trying. If you're too low below the ground, you're not making any friends there. But, if we come deeper in here, we should find... This cave is huge, by the way. It is ludicrously large. So I think what might be good is if I dig, like, a few surface holes into here. Like, rather than having to torch the whole place up. I think vibrant visuals react well to natural light. Like, this is a dark cave. I can't see very much. It might be better if I could see much. Java is on Mac, no? Java runs on Mac natively. Yeah, it's the on Linux and Mac, Java is the only choice. On consoles and phones, Bedrock is the only choice. And PC is the only place you get both. Because, you know, it's the Microsoft platform. You got to get the best Microsoft results. Okay, so I want to make a big staircase into here, but also a big light into here, I think. So that means I fly up here and out. And then I came in through a crack like this, so I'll come out through a crack like that. I think that... Ooh, yeah. Oh, hello, friend. It feels like the torch is what summoned him. Yeah, I think that the best coordinates to do it at will probably be something like, let's keep it simple, 2700, 2770, 600. So we'll go over there, and I'll dig a big tunnel in from the surface. And then also, I'll make a bed, because I am going to need one of those. So place down a crafting table, and some wood, and some wool, and we'll make ourselves one of these. So yes, soon in the future, I will actually be able to use camp beds, which is exciting. But for now, not. Sodium isn't vanilla, so the argument isn't all great. Yeah, no, I think one of the craziest arguments people make is like, yeah, modded Java so much better than vanilla Bedrock, and it's like, but that's not apples to apples. Imagine saying like, there are some people who say this, and I think they're crazy, but being like, yeah, well, actions and stuff is so much better than the Java default, like it's like, no, that's not how we make arguments, not in this household and this channel, not in this community. Therefore, if they were merged, it would be able to bring to all devices, so you could have cross-platform play no matter what device you're on. Yeah, I think that Geyser kind of already does that, as far as most people are concerned. Also, wow, thank you! It's going to be a documentary-style video, so could you add my Discord, says Christmas Spencer. They ask if they can... They want to make a video about the rise of me. You're not sure? I'll add you on Discord. You can make a documentary about me. I don't know how much I can give you, but I'll do that for you. Weirdly enough, I had a friend who was excited to do exactly that, and he found some really wild things in the process. But yeah, with that said, I'm going to do minus 2770, minus 580. Thank you, Dasher. Without you, I would be very lost. So now I can place down my bed right here. I'll place it like closer to, I'll place it down in the nearest place I can sleep. Just put my bed right into it. Cover it with torches so we don't get too lost. I need to be able to see this in the morning or in the evenings. And then we'll come back in and we'll start digging our hole. You cannot mod Bedrock, and Sodium is just an optimization mod. Yeah, I think though the optimization mods are silly. Because, like, you should, like, again, I feel like if it is so given that optimization is required, then it should be in the default game. Even though a lot of people will say, like, it's a kind of funny problem where, like, one of the hardest bits about, like, talking about Minecraft to what I would describe as at least somewhat of a general audience is so many people don't realize what knowledge is considered niche. So it's really easy to believe that, like, yeah, every single person who plays Java just downloads Sodium, and it's like, nah, probably barely 10%. And that's me massively overstating it. They haven't bought Sodium. Mojang has hired modded devs. But, yeah, I feel like Mojang probably could. This is like the third-party outsourcing thing. I bet Mojang probably could get better results, by just being like, look, how about we let mod developers work on their things, and we'll buy the most successful ones and just put them in the game. Or not most successful, but like most vanilla fitting. Tweak them a little bit, like they did for the horse, basically. They didn't have to buy the horse, but the same idea applies. So chat, this is my first time picking up... Why does this keep happening to me? Come on, no, I don't want any of that. There we go. My first time picking up Cinnabar. So Cinnabar is a beautiful block. Let me tell you about it. But now that I've done that, I finally got some natural light in here, which will make my cave less depressing. Except, it didn't really do that, did it? It's still pretty damn depressing in here. So I'll make another hole, like, over here. Yeah, I don't know that holes are the solution to this problem. Maybe it felt like they would be, but weirdly it's not solving it. I could dig the hole deeper. Yeah, that's... You never know, maybe holes are still the solution, and we're just not really understanding the problem. So if we come down to, like, the second layer here. I like to do this for caves, because natural lighting just always looks better than torches, if you can do it. And if we don't make it to a layer below us soon enough, then we'll obviously just have to mine our way back out of this. Which I think, embarrassingly enough, we are doing right now. There we go. Okay, so now, look at that. I've got extra natural light in my cave. It's not very useful at all, though. Also, I'm absolutely chock-a-block filled with garbage, so we're going to put the chock-a-block garbage into this shulker box. So first of all, sulfur, yes. Cinnabar, yes. Garbage, okay. So garbage, 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 garbage. I don't know why that's even out with me. Garbage, 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 garbage. Then we'll grab this shulker box. Put the garbage that is on me back in here. Then we'll put that back in here, and there we go. So as you can see, the cave is a little bit of a mess now. but it's a little bit easier to see. Just a little bit of natural light makes a big difference, I think. But I still think we could do more natural light over here. So what if we go out to like 620? 615, let's say, and let's dig another big hole down. I think natural lighting holes will make the place feel a lot more alive. The green background into the massive sulfur caves looks so intriguing. The green background? Do I have a green background? No. Is this stream a green background? What do you mean the green background? You got me lost there. I've got to say, T de Bear. Hey, how did you get your green screen to look so good? What's the secret? Oh, I just killed a sulfur slime. Sorry. Honestly, if you want to know the real secret, I don't have a green screen. This is what my background looks like right now. There's my fox. I got this from Minecraft Live. Skill. Not skill. It's all I just uses my GPU to replace the background. It's like the zoom thing. Because I have moved into a different part of my house where there is no green screen. Also, doesn't that look how glorious that looks? Yeah, that's nice, chat. Let me tell you about it. So one of those, but like over here. So we've basically already got a big beam of light there. So we'll move this one a few blocks to the left. Let's fly out of this, actually. Yeah, this is beautiful. Oh, so there was at the... Wow, chat. This ravine that I was like, yep, can't see anything down there. Oh, yeah, there was so many. There was so... Well, no, it's not. It's a different ravine. Okay, I'm not stupid, chat. Good news. I'm officially not stupid, but I am lost. Yeah, it's a different ravine. Hello, you're IBX Toy Cat, and I'm hoping you could tell me which TU for Xbox you'd recommend. Thought I'd ask the legacy console expert, Java player, by the way. Okay, there's three answers to this question, in my opinion. The definitive version of Minecraft to get like okay, so the best version of Minecraft is the most recent TU. I think it's like 97 or something for the PlayStation 4. They stopped using the TU version system, so it will be trickier to find. Assuming you're using title updates specifically because you want... So let's go find my last hole, by the way. Assuming that you're using title updates to ask because you are, you're looking for Xbox 360 versions more than anything else, then I would say the best like old school version. Look how big you are. The best old school version is TU. I liked TU14 a lot. That version hit the spot for me personally, as far as old vibes. But the latest Xbox 360 version is, I think, like, it's that sweet spot where... Oh, the latest Xbox One version, the sweet spot before oceans and trading changes. But also, you've still got a lot of those nice, QOL features that I think everyone should want. So that is my answer. Hopefully, you find it good. Should we just dig down from here, actually? I bet we could. Yeah, I bet this would be the easiest way for me to expand the light coming in here. Because right now, this light comes from the outside world and goes basically nowhere. So let's take some granite, put it around there. And then, as long as this cave... It doesn't really connect, though, does it? We could remove some of the ceiling blocks, but that's not going to get more light beaming down here. Instead, I'll just have to dig blocks through the tunnel in between. Why is your cape rare, says Polymush. Great question. Wow, give me an opportunity to flex about my rarest possession. The cape is rare because you had to go to TwitchCon to get it. And then after going to TwitchCon, you had to redeem your code. A lot of people specifically weren't redeeming their codes because they were trying to sell them. And so even though there were, say, 15,000 people in attendance, not everyone got a cape, and not everyone who got the cape has redeemed their cape, making it a rare cape made rarer by its scarcity. Which is kind of funny. Also kind of like beautifully sad that there are people who are like, also, whoa, look at the yellow. Is that always yellow, or is that because we're in a sulfur cave? It's gotta be because we're in a sulfur cave. Which is interesting. So I'm going to quickly remove this. I don't think that needs to exist there. And I'm going to see if there's anything I can do about this big geyser. Or if that's just stuck the way that is, and that's how it's going to be. And then we're going to make the ravine slightly wider, I think. by removing some dirt, because I could always do with some more dirt anyway. And then we're incidentally letting more light into my cave. Wonderful. Ooh, flex. Yeah, it's a real flex. It's, you know, effectively... So I spent 75 euros on my ticket, but I also had to buy... Like, you also have to be there and getting to, like, a convention weekend. Like, you know, Polly, you live in Europe. You're used to the, you know, the idea of the £10 Ryanair flight or whatever. But it was like close to 100 to get into TwitchCon. So add that to your 85 euros. It's a macro transaction. Is the way I like to describe it. But it's a cool one. It's one I personally I think it is cool. I see why some people hate that though. As soon as as I'm putting it out loud, and I'm like, yeah, that is pricey. And a lot of people, oh chat, it's my first time. I literally have not seen one of these till now. I've heard they could spawn on Bedrock, but I haven't been able to actually see one on Bedrock. Chat, should we let him poison me? He's not hostile though. Is it because he's exposed to natural light? This is a buggy update. I am glad that it is buggy in the way that he will not attack me, but also, I don't know. Okay, he's given up. That's good. That's very good. So, yeah, I think we're going to make some more light tunnels down here. I can't remove that, but I think this whole place would get a bit better if we went over here and dug a tunnel for this as well. So 580, 2750. Yeah, I think that would be a good place to dig down from. It'll let light into that little bit up there too. So, I've seen that cape selling for $800. Wild. So what's funny, Dasher, is some people were in such a desperate rush to get that $800. 800, Jesus Christ. See, and that's interesting because, like, in a sense, whoa, did you see that? Oh, you can utilize this while also... Okay, I did the coolest thing by accident. It, like, glitched me... Oh, yeah, I've never seen that before. It, like, glitched me after the fact. The feature confuses me. Hope to see you making a spider buddy. Yeah, he's my... Sorry, just hopped in, not hoped. Hopped and hoped, spelt too similar, given that they're too different. You know, hopping and hoping. There's a lot of times you're hopping that you're not hoping. But still, I'm going to go to sleep, by the way. I've got this lovely bed laid out for me. Let's do it. 800 would be cheaper than me getting there, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. That's the weird thing is, like, I do, oddly enough, see the value. And that is a problem. I think that's, like, that is something worth seriously thinking about. And so that's, you know, arguably Mojang is doing a poor job in capturing that value. You know, they gave it to TwitchCon and to, you know, the city of Rotterdam's hotel tax industry and to, you know, the Dutch airlines, you know, I guess EasyJet as well, maybe. Everyone's getting their own little chunk, but still. Also, it was great to see you, Simba MCJ. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it a lot. So, yeah, we're going to dig down 2750, 580, because that is where I worked out would be a nice place to put another little, you know, little hole down so I could see this cave. A part of me is thinking, like, should we do a big mine around? I'd be anxious to have that cape on my account. I'm afraid of being hacked. Yeah, it's funny, I used to worry about my IBX Toycat account being hacked. I had a second username, but I never migrated it, and so Mojang hacked it for themselves, which was very nice of them to do. So I think the like there's a use for a reminder here, and like there's sometimes you can have something that you try to hide so hard you hide it from yourself, and that is genuinely not an uncommon situation. And I think that's a useful reminder for anyone out there who's like worried about losing something. Is sometimes like I don't know, like I'm reminded of people who like have expensive watches but like don't wear them out. And I think it's like, to me, I genuinely justify not having I mean, I don't want one, but if I did want one, I don't think I would still get one because I prefer to spend the money on like, I don't know, going somewhere fun or doing something fun. But like I think a lot of people do... okay, look at that. We got light in here now, by the way. A lot of people do... will avoid getting enjoyment out of something because of fear. And that is probably a bad thing, I fear. Okay, so I think this area here could do its own little torching up. Or, indeed, we could bring the light in from above. So 2770, 570. I think this is a... No, actually, 2770, 560. If we make a big hole here, that should help this out a lot. Do you have any capes on that account? Oh, good question. I don't actually know. I assume not. I assume not. I don't like that a YouTuber's giving codes for giving them away for free. I understand why people don't like that cape. It's costly, but I like the idea it shows you're in person. Yeah, weirdly enough, I think I know the YouTuber you're talking about. There was someone I was planning to meet and did not meet. Yeah, I thought... I mean, it's interesting because, right, they had the ability to make a cool $500, $600, $700. You know, they could have made a lot of money and they're giving it away. So it's like a cool thing that way. But also, I do feel to myself like, I think giveaways are such a bad way of giving back to your subscribers. Like, I don't know, like, imagine like going to Make-A-Wish and giving lottery tickets to the children. And it's like, yeah, this isn't how you make it better. And yes, I am calling you all Make-A-Wish kids, okay? That's just what I've done. You got to accept it now. By the way, 2770 minus 560. Thank you very much, Dasher. I'm amazed at how quickly I'm forgetting the coordinates I'm saying out loud, and your coordinate queen abilities are keeping things going good. Yeah, I need to check if I have any capes on that one. How are things going, by the way, Dasher? I feel like because I've been streaming late recently, it's been tricky. But now that I'm on, I'm on Colombia time, or Ecuadorian time, it's a whole different thing. Fun fact, in some places, bicycle thieves chain their bike to yours, then tell you they lost the code to go get help, then they steal your bike. Yeah, that is a common scam. I've heard the idea, though, is just they lock their bike to yours, then they know that you're not going to be there when they eventually... like, it's the easiest way to steal a bike if you want it. But it only works up to a certain value, because if your bike is worth, like, 15k, and yes, you can spend 15k on a bike, don't ask me how, or what you actually get for that amount of money. But, oh, so we're actually at a nice level for doing other things at. So let's just take my blocks, fill up this area, and then we have to start digging down again. Only giveaways I like are the ones that give things away to me specifically. Yeah, I'm a big fan of corruption as well. Honestly, like, there's a little bit of me, and this is why you should never trust me if I run one of those weird giveaway sites where you gotta pay money to enter. There's a little bit of my soul that's like, look, what's the difference between running a giveaway where 99.9% of people lose and a giveaway where 100% of people lose? And if we're already doing that anyway, let's just give those, it's like, like early Mr. Beast videos where he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give a bunch of money to my employees. Isn't this a radical idea? Like, I could give them money for their services, and then that would make a good YouTube video title. You put it the wrong way and everything sounds ridiculous, though, I guess. What is interesting is okay, so we're gonna put some ores in here, and it looks like I've now maxed out all my ores in here. Oh yeah, how have I maxed out so much so quickly? I guess we'll take some cinnabar stacks, put them together, put some sulfur stacks together, and then I'll put my stone in there. And there we go, yeah, that's much better. Okay, so just like that, we've now got more light coming in. But you still can't see very well. It's such a big cave, I guess. That having all these natural skylights is nice, but isn't really solving the problem. So let's go torch crazy now. I've made the skylights, and that's been somewhat effective. Now let's get real effective. Hope no one steals the bike I got at my neighbor's garage sale for $30 that doesn't get stolen. Yeah, there is a real liberation in just having something that you're Oh, wow! Chat! Sulfur cave with, wow, with a spawner attached. That is very, very cool. So that is, wow, and it's a weird spawner too. I didn't know these could still generate, but there we go. Super cool. I kind of want to like dig down. Yeah, I think I should dig down from here. Or like connecting to here. So this is 2770, 535. Yeah, I like the idea of having a big light beam coming right into the dungeon here. Also, it looks like the cave is in 2 bits, because he has come from over there, but I don't see any sulfur cave. So either he bounced a long way. I think he just bounced a long way. Okay. That's cool too, I guess. You're allowed to do it. Damn, chest glitch as well. Love the chest glitch. Having 5 Nether Stars casually on hand is crazy. You've invited a bunch of fog into the caves. It is funny how that works, huh? Like, what logic am I meant to be understanding that makes that happen here? But again, I'll try not to question it too much. Yeah, this is a nice cave. I think this is a prime example, though, of where I chose vibrant visuals for the look, and I'm now suffering in the gameplay. Because I have to go through a lot of extra work to torch the place up. And also, you know, the random fog that's coming in from my skylights and stuff. Interesting changes and benefits and stuff. Okay, so put that up there. Now I'm thinking I want to get a bunch of these dripstone blocks. So chat, I'm thinking... So for today's little silly project, because every day you need a project, right? What if we took this biome and just removed every single sulfur spike? I think there's a reasonable... I think it's quite reasonable for me to want all the sulfur spikes. And I've got enough spots in this chest, I would say. Yeah, if I just move a few of these to the left and to the right, I think it's quite reasonable that I could say to myself, yeah, let's fill these remaining spots with sulfur spikes. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I think these are such a pain of a block to grow naturally. So I'll just take every single part of the biome with me. Was also connected to a mineshaft, so I got the new music disc too. Ali Card, wow, you are incredibly lucky. I'm amazed that you just ended up that way. But I did not have the same. But yeah, how are things going, Dasher? Tell me about it. I'm curious. What's the scoop? What's the 411? I don't know what 411 means. What could 411 mean? So it's got to be like 911 minus 5. No, it's going to be like the... I'll look it up. Okay, 411. 411 meaning. The 411 is information, gossip, or the lowdown. It comes from the US telephone number used to call local directory assistance. Give me the 411 on the new restaurant. Ah. It's a reference to something that predates me. It's weird how much a culture is that way, right? Where you know something because you've heard it, but where you've heard it from is now painfully outdated and wrong. Push the chest over. Oh, chat, I do not like the way these spikes work. They do not work correctly. It's hard to even do it too. Over 90% of bike thefts are done by serial bike thieves. Okay, Nicholas Vidot, you are a very chill person. So how do you feel about bike thefts? How would you crack down on those 90% of serial bike thieves? Also, since I answered that question here, I've been enjoying the weather a lot recently. It's very sunny with occasional thunderstorms. Perfect June. That is good to hear, and I'm sorry for missing it. I feel like the weather in June, especially I imagine in the further east you go, that must be especially true. But like, yeah, it makes sense that June is where weather's good. Glad it's not disastrous to you. I think Paris is 26 degrees today, maybe 29. And just from being at the airport, like just the non-climate controlled jet bridge, I was like, man, yeah, this is pain. This continent should not support human life anymore. So I'm glad that your part of the continent is still capable of supporting human life. I'm very happy for you. Do you think there'll be a new cape at the Alton Towers event? Oh, Kat, that is a really fun question. Okay, so here's the deal. I think the answer is no, but a lot of people that I know are saying, you know, this is one of those things where a lot of people I know are saying that they think there will be, and they're all citing like the same generic anonymous sources. But, you know, for what it's worth, the Minecraft world is quite small. It is quite reasonable that the anonymous source is being real there. Like, there's a lot of random Minecraft information that comes out of thin air. I'm a big believer in don't trust it, don't make plans on it until you see it. But in this case, I do think it is... Oh, look, chat. I have no idea what's down there. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Creeper, for helping me find out. Big biome, apparently. Yeah, let's bring in some natural light. 2800, 640. Let's get some stuff in there. For regulars, I'm on 11 days of not paying real money in that game. Just 10 to go. So what happens at 21 days? Why is that? Also, I'm proud of you, Polly. That is a genuine accomplishment. I think any time that you... I think not doing something you don't want to do, but kind of know you're going to, is big. I get this with food a lot. Like, I am very... I think the gap between what is probably good for my body and what I eat is... It's got to be the widest for me out of anyone I know. Maybe because I'm the only one who cares, you know, or maybe I care more than the average person. Maybe I have the most issues to be dealt with. But, yeah, I feel that, like, I know exactly what I could do, or should do. And yet, for some reason, here is me, I'm in a ravine, not doing it anyway. So where is my bed? There is my bed. I can't see it, but it's... chat. Oh, I was going to color it with one of these, I guess, and then I just didn't. Because you... okay. That's good. That makes my bed position a bit more distinctive. So thank you to the Creeper for allowing me to do that. You want to dig a hole into the spawner at 2770, 535. Check out, the cave we visited was a sulfur cave. Oh, no way! Was it? I have pictures of me in a sulfur cave. I've got a big video that I've been making for like 6 years without really quite understanding if anyone will care. That is reviewing real world biomes. I can't believe I'm not going to have a review of the sulfur cave biome. Okay, so 535 is over here. Oh, right next to my bed, funnily enough. And then 2770 is right over here. The full drop has me avoiding cold biomes, wanting to save the generation for poplar trees. Oh, that's a really interesting point, actually. Oh, so we're probably getting snapshots for that. Wait, I can check right now. So, feedback.minecraft.net. Did they already bring out a beta this week? Because if they did, we won't see another one next week. No, they didn't. Okay, I think tomorrow. I think literally tomorrow is when we're going to be seeing that. So I'm going to make the guess right now. I've already got a copy of my world in the preview. I bet that this area right here, again, there's no way, this isn't like me knowing a guy. I'm pretty good at not sharing whenever I can that stuff. I bet that this biome or that biome will be a dappled forest. That's my bet. Let's find out if it's right. It was from before the sulfur cave was announced, so you cannot be blamed. Yeah, I guess you're right, actually. Damn it. Still upset. Okay, so I wanted to go to 2770. No, 2745. No, 535. 2770. So that is over here. Okay, right here, we're going to dig down, and there's going to be a spawner below here. So just digging these holes is technically locking my biome in place. But also, it makes the whole place feel cozier and nicer. Probably. At least for me. So, Toycat, the Vegas Golden Knights need a new coach. Are you going to put in for the job? Okay, so here's my understanding of hockey. You just need to get a bunch of genuine, like, serial killers on your team. And then, you know, when the other guys, you know, start to play too well, be like, are you sure you want to do that? Mr. Hockey Player. Just so you know, I have been to prison 3 times for assault. I hear on 4th I get free coffee. Is up to you whether you score goal this game or not. You know, have a mean Belarusian fella. That's my advice to the Vegas Golden Knights. Hope you take that one seriously. Guess you have to come back to review it. Yeah, I might have to. I might have to. I mean, apparently, it didn't really like strike me, but I think you're right. Like, I was insanely close by, without even realizing it. Also, Beans of Chaos. I hope we get a 26.3 snapshot soon. Yeah, I think that it definitely. Oh, here we are. Okay, so beautiful, lovely. Now I don't need the torches, actually, right? Yeah. I'll see if that actually is true. I'll just put another torch on the outside here. And then I don't want to open these chests because I want to be able to store those for later. So I should do something to store the fact that they're going to be like that. But I'm just not going to. I'm going to think about that. I'm going to make that a later me problem. Okay, so diorite goes in, stone goes in, dirt goes in. Oh, a skeleton spawns somewhere. How did you spawn there? There's literally light on you. Oh, because it's snowing. So I have to put a torch back on to prevent that from happening. Yeah, I guess actually nighttime is a real... It's a common problem in a Minecraft world. So one I should be more prepared for. Perhaps we could say. Okay, so yeah, I want to mine as many spikes as I can here. And the way I'll do that is I'll drop this bow and I'll drop this arrow. And then because we're going to get more arrows, we'll just drop that many too. Okay, let's go pick them up. So 1 and a 2. And I can't believe there's rain in here, chat. How does that happen? It doesn't even look like you can see the surface up there anymore. But let's just go mining through the fog. Yeah, is this fog because I introduced the outside world in? I think it is, right? I think the fog... No, I think the fog is just the biome. Because you don't see it in the little stone segments. I think it's just that foggy in here. Could you explain locking a biome? Oh, yeah, actually. Basically, if you change any block in a biome, if you change any block in Minecraft, that chunk becomes saved. Minecraft has to store the fact that you've made a change to that chunk, which means it has to store how that chunk was when you made the change. Whereas most of your Minecraft world is generated on the fly, based on what the rules would have been, based on what the rules are right now. Which means that effectively, if Minecraft said tomorrow, we're removing sulfur caves from the generation, you know, you would still be able to keep the sulfur caves that you've mined a block in. But any new chunks wouldn't have sulfur caves anymore. Hypothetically. It could happen. I mean, like, this is a very serious bug with the sulfur spikes, and I bet there are more serious ones that I'm not spotting. Could be they roll out tomorrow, like, here is our emergency fix. Just gonna temporarily make sure you don't get the biome until we can fix this. Hey, do you know when the Dapple Forest is coming? My bet is tomorrow. Lil Tigris. My bet is tomorrow. I don't know for sure, though. Soon, I bet. Locking biome is Bedrock only. On Java, you only need to visit an area for it to save. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you need to stand in the chunk. Still, though. I think it counts a certain render distance around you. But hypothetically, I could see there's a sulfur cave over there and it's still not locked. Whereas on Bedrock, I can literally stand in here. And whether that is locked or not is quite variable, it seems. Because it's really quite confusing. A lot of people will tell you it only saves chunks that you've mined blocks in. But it seems to be that that's just the way to guarantee it. Also, weird movement happening again. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to understand, but it is how it is. Hey, do you? But yeah, the over/under on the date you get the first bounce in your Let's Play world. I think I'm irrationally remembering something, but I feel like there's a bounce. I feel like there is a mine shaft in the sulfur cave that's nearby my world. So I think I could find it later this week, probably. Maybe. potentially. Yeah, I don't know though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I forgot where the cave is, so I must have forgotten what the cave looked like. It stands to reason, at least. Okay, so yeah, if we get enough of these spikes and bring them with us, we can make a big old farm, and that will be kind of nice, I guess. You don't need standard chunk of Java. Fly around Velitra, you'll load more chunks you'll ever use. Is it your simulation distance, or is it like a distance shorter than that? Also, glow lichen. I'm kind of curious. What's the bug with the new biome? There's quite a few bugs, but the biggest one is this. If you stand near a sulfur spike, the game just moves you. It's like, no, you can't be there. And so it stops you being there. And it works even when you're on top of it. So here's me on top of a sulfur spike. Oh, that was weird. Oh yeah, that's very weird. Very strange, actually. Okay, so if I go all the way in and then... Oh! Strange. So I'm going here and then I'm standing. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So I'm not doing anything. Look at this in third person, chat. Okay, so I stand all the way in there and then I jump and then it moves me up. So there's a way to like float, which makes me think that you're not actually ever down there. The game just thinks that you're down there and then readjusts you. But there's some weird bugs going on here. Also, cave spider just wasn't attacking me. I think that's a common Bedrock bug. That sometimes they can't like lock onto you. They'll lock on like just next to you. I think Bedrock mobs don't quite target you correctly. Can't you lead a sulfur cube? I mean, why would you lead them when you can do this though? Okay, let's use my axe actually. Oh, maybe not. I'll use the sword. Oh no, wait. How is that bug present? I remember them fixing that. Oh, because the bug fix for this update. Chat, I just managed to kill a sulfur cube and get a sulfur block back. That shouldn't be possible. So I could kill this guy too. So yeah, this isn't meant to be possible. This is meant to be a bug that they fixed. But fun fact, whoopsie, not till the next update. So, which will be coming out with a new beta tomorrow. They die from fire. I don't think they're meant to die from fire. Rubber banding on a spike. Yeah, the spike rubber banding is very strange. Very, very strange. Do I have a lead on me? I don't. I have a single ladder on me, which is probably kind of similar when we think about it. So, they're not meant to die from fire, right? Really? Am I crazy? I remember they patched that out. Okay, one sec. I'm gonna quickly... Minecraft sulfur cube. Why would it be capable of dying from fire? I'm like, okay, we go to history, Bedrock, 26.40. Oh no, it's not in here yet because it's technically not out. Okay, but fire. I'll just control F. So causing any fire to the sulfur cube. Okay, yeah, this is... I'm pretty sure it's not meant to... Yeah, other sources of damage such as fire, suffocation, cramming, or the wither can damage or kill the sulfur cube as normal. Ah, chat. Ooh, today I learned. They don't take damage from magma blocks anymore, but fire damages it. Oh, is that what it was? Is I'm mixing up the magma block with fire in general? I don't understand why fire should damage it. I guess it needs to be damaged by something. But that means that I can't use my fire aspect sword. Because if I do, I'll kill them. Whoopsie. Oh, now we know. Now we know not to do that. Very useful information. But I can use this infinitely, and it'll be great. So let's get him out of there. I'm gonna find my own way out of this cave first, actually. So I think it was up here. Yeah, this looks kind of right. I think we follow these spikes, which are, by the way, lots of them and very, very rubber bandy. And then we're good. On the airplane yesterday, they gave me a Biscoff cookie. I felt so British for that moment. Okay, you're going to have to... First of all, congratulations on flying, I assume, Delta. Great airline choice. I mean, yeah, within the US free. Second of all, I don't know that Biscoffs are British. I don't know that maybe it is, but I don't know it to be true if it is. Okay, we're gonna try and get this sulfur cube out of here using my axe. It's gonna do a lot of bouncing. Oh, actually, I could just get him down this tunnel, and then what am I gonna do then? Okay, never mind. We're gonna get him up here. So, chat, I'm trying to bounce my cube out of this cave. I need to add Cinnabar to the build I'm currently building when the update hits. The update's already hit. 6 wings. The title of the stream is update out now. Wait, actually, the title of the stream is Chaos Cube finding the new features. Okay, Chaos Cube out now. Okay, there we go. Now you know. Sorry, you know, I referenced a title that didn't exist, but now the title does exist, and we're just going to pretend that it always did. It was always Chaos Cubed out now. Does that use durability? Oh, it must use durability, yeah. Oh, I got him up there. Okay, chat, great news, great news. Okay, so now that we got him up there, let's give him another hit. Oh, yeah, it's going well. It's not going well. Back onto that. Okay. Chat, this is a struggle, but I'm gonna get this cube out of here, okay? It's a struggle, but it's hopefully one that's worth it. Then we're gonna see, yeah, just through this little crack here is where he's gonna go. So I'll get down here. Gotta make sure not to knock him. I want to knock him up this staircase, but not down. No, 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 no! It's so hard to actually get them out of the cave when it's one that's like this. So I think I'd be better off like going to like a shallow cave and knocking him out of that. Maybe. There is my bed. Let's get right into it. Accidentally fireworked. You've got about buckets. Yeah, I think you're right that we should just use the bucket. I think it will be less painful than what we're doing right now. Maybe we should grab a series of buckets. You know, it's funny I say this, because as it so turns out, I hate... Honestly, I don't know what it is about strays in particular. I think it's maybe the bugginess of them. Also, look, winter mode trees. Oh, look, it's less winter mode trees. Oh, look, it's regular trees. Okay, so leads bucket cubing over it. Look, I think I'm gonna use a bucket. I think I have a bunch of them stored in the one shulker box. So we're just gonna use that, okay? It's smart, it's reasonable, and I should have done this already if I'm being honest with you. So stone goes in, and andesite goes in. Gravel can't go in, andesite can't go in. Grass blocks can go in though. Okay, so we've freed up some inventory spaces. Now we go into here. And I thought I had buckets in here. It is embarrassing to learn I don't. I'm thinking that now is the right time to make a nether portal out here, because this will be my sulfur portal. Yeah, this is the right time to do it, I think. So the right place for a nether portal is probably by my bed or by the ravine. I'm going to say by the ravine. I think right here would be a good fit for it. Because then I can just jump down at will. Yeah, it's very easy to see what's down there. So now I just need to get some obsidian and come to this spot. So chat, I'm going home. I'm going to grab a bucket or two. I'm going to dump some garbage or all of it. And then I'm going to come back with a portal and an item frame and 16 buckets. They look painful to get when you don't have a bucket. I thought it would be fun, and I did forget that buckets existed for a minute there. But most importantly, it would have been fun, right? Let's focus on that one. So okay, have you found the sulfur cave biomes yet? Yes! Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Do you see it? That is a sulfur geyser. So that actually, if there's a sulfur geyser here, that tells me that this isn't just a tiny cave. It probably does go, like, dramatically far in each direction. And I forgot that I'm probably going to want a ton of potent sulfur. I'm going to have to, like, specifically mine sulfur to do that. Okay, so thank you very much, Dasher. And also, thank you to everyone for coming on this flight with me. This is the Toycat 2014 service to the Let's Play Cave with non-stop service. We will be having the British snack of Biscoff. I'm going to have to look up, is Biscoff British? Biscoff. Biscoff. Biscoff is Belgian. And Lotus Bakeries is also Belgian. Got some bad news for you there, Dan. You felt very Belgian on your flight today. Any advice on choosing a good airline for a first time going abroad? Oh, here is my biggest advice. 98% of every airline is the same. The only functional difference, long haul, is whether or not they'll charge you for... whether or not they'll charge you for, like... Oh, this is really weird, chat. The only functional difference on long-haul airlines is whether there is food that is included. If it is, it's never going to be good, because no one chooses an airline based on the food. So the food is always okay if you are lucky. I had food on my flight home today. I thought I had some really good cheese, and I had a bread roll that tasted kind of like a bread roll you'd get at Lidl. And that is the best food I've had for a good while, for a good few flights. The UK at least has an obsession with Biscoff. Thank you for the complimentary snacks. Yeah, you're welcome. Good to see you, by the way, Adam Sony. Biscotti. Hey, a biscotti is not from Belgium. Belgium is not where the Italians live. I assume. Yeah, you never hear of any Belgian Italians, huh? At least I don't hear of them, which means I assume they don't exist. Because if it's not in my small circle, then it can't be real. You know, weirdly enough, actually, even though I'm here making a joke about... Oh, did you see that? I had, like, the same little mini lag. So there's just some rubber banding happening in Minecraft in general right now. That is concerning, but also a relief that it's not me. So we're going to have to load this up, and oh, we are now full. That's a problem. Gonna have to use the grass just to free up some inventory spaces. Put the stone in here, and it's amazing how without really even trying, I've managed to end up with shulker boxes full of stone again. I used up all the stone I had, and it's just still not very much stone. And then we'll put these in here. And then we should start emptying out our random mob drops. Like this and like this. And then I'm going to put these snow... I can't put the snow on the ground. That's too much. Let's put it in here. And then I think we're good to go. What's your loading? It shows the new chunks in Red Distance and old chunks in Sim. Yeah, it's a realms issue. I think one of the ways they save on costs or like utilization or whatever is to make a guess at what the game is going to load, which works well for most worlds, but not for old worlds. Toycat's world is already corrupt. It's almost sentient. Since your world is so old, do you think there'll come a point where the world will corrupt? Nah. I think I make enough backups that I can just go back to when it wasn't corrupted. Like, even ignoring the backups I make myself manually once a month or so. Realm Hub, I think, is where it'll be. You can see my world is going to have game settings. I think, oh, it saves. Under construction, that's fine. You can see that I have a backup for 2 minutes ago, for 32 minutes ago, for an hour and 3 minutes ago, and then for last Wednesday. It's interesting that it didn't save at all while I was gone. I would have expected it to make a few backups at least. But you can see, like, the game. I have so many backups regularly happening that, like, if it gets corrupted, I think there's a lot of caution for that. Also, obsidian and bucket. So here is my obsidian. I'll take 18. Nah, I'll take less. That's too much obsidian. I'll take 14. I'll make a nice full nether portal. Although I'll put an enchanting table in one of the corners. If I've got an enchanting table here already, it'd be silly not to do it, right? No, let's not do that. I could put like sulfur cubes in the corner. Then we're gonna grab an item frame and then a bunch of buckets. Okay, so that's an item frame technically. Do I need this item frame here? There's something inside of it, right? I don't think I need this item frame to be here. I think I can have that. I think that's my item frame now. Chat, why did I have an item frame there? Is that past me confusing me and getting me again? I think it is. Let's not let him get to me. The world was corrupted in the past. The game ran out of memory. And then there was 12 dragons flying back in the past. Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to keep having weird, funky issues like that. My Minecraft world is never going to be normal. I think I'm fully willing to accept and concede. Oh, like that chest just didn't open. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm not like concerned about it or anything. And I am grateful to my sanity for that. Great. Everyone give a quick little clap for Toycat's sanity. Keeping things tied in together. So, they should remove rubber banding by making the client position always the true position. Fun fact, oh, chat! I forgot about this! Look! It's the furnace book. It's here. I want some iron. How do I do that? I've got to put some deep slate iron ore in there. Guess that's what the game says. But no, it's exciting. Also, wait, you mine item frames like a block on Bedrock? On Java. Yeah, on Java, item frames are an entity. On Bedrock, they're a block. Why is it a block? So, because it's a entity on Java, they cause lag. So my item frame will wreck your Java edition. But because they're just blocks on Bedrock, it's different. Fun fact, now you know. I don't know which is the better solution, but my instinct says that they shouldn't be treated as a mob. But you know, my instinct says that cats are girls and dogs are boys. So you can do with my instinct what you like. So 21 buckets seems like a reasonable amount of buckets. Let's bring some sulfur cubes home. Yeah, I might just make a new sulfur chest, actually. That might be the most reasonable way to deal with this. Yeah, like over here, I've got a cobweb chest already. Arguably don't need a cobweb chest. Arguably should... I mean, honestly, maybe it's the magma soul soil chest that's the weird one. Yeah, maybe this one needs to get out of the way and go around the corner here with this. Although maybe it should just go next to this chest anyway. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just... Perfect. Looks like I'm already a step ahead of the game. This is where I'll put my sulfur blocks and stuff. And also, apparently, we need a torch to go somewhere. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to make a nether portal over to my sulfur caves biome. So, 108 degrees outside. It's only 12:30. The forecast is 111 degrees. Don't you miss Vegas now? Yeah, I was just complaining about 26 degrees. So I think 108 degrees is too many. But again, okay, the thing about America is air conditioning is so prevalent. Genuinely, the last time I went somewhere hot where they didn't have air conditioning in the English-speaking world was New Zealand. Otherwise, it's just the UK where we're like, ooh, air conditioning? You mean that thing that is really expensive because of our super expensive prices is really clever. I do not know what accent this is, but I am sticking with it. Europeans probably misread it and think it's so hot the water boils. I mean, the number he said is so hot that water would boil. It's just, that's not misreading. That's just the facts. You've got to say degrees Fahrenheit if you don't mean Celsius, because Celsius is assumed to be the default because it's actually temperature. Yeah, let's start a fight. Let's start a fight. Yeah, I'll do it. Damn, I thought it was bad here. It's 25 degrees. Good to see you, Naito. Yeah, no, I really liked being in well, I really liked the temperature in Quito. So it's on the equator. Um and so it was really fun to, even though it's technically winter there, it's 16 degrees all day. And when it's summer there, it's 16 degrees all day. And the only downside is apparently there are so many UV rays that even with sunscreen, any exposure was not a good idea. So if you catch me getting skin cancer, we can attribute it solely to this one trip. But otherwise, great time. Okay, but in what world is Vegas going to be 111 degrees Celsius? I mean, to be fair, like 50, I think the highest temperature in the world recorded is 58 degrees. I think India was in the high 40s last week. And that's like a whole country that was, like, not the whole country, but like where the billion roughly people lived. So, what's interesting... Oh, we got some funky old terrain spawning in again. I think that 46 degrees is so far past comprehensible to me. In terms of if you had to live your life in that without AC. I don't know how to do it. I think that, but also 46 degrees of air conditioning is fine. So I could believe that there's somewhere on Earth, without the knowledge, where it's 112 degrees. I can't personally believe that because I know that I bet human life stops working in the... I think human life probably stops working in the 40s. I think like 48 degrees and natural human life can't survive. I think 50-something degrees and you're definitely going to kill something. I think the highest recorded temperature here was in Baja, was in a valley. My brother saw an Oreo melt in the concrete there. Oh, that sounds satisfying to look at, though. That sounds very satisfying to look at. Yeah, it gets to 48-52 here in the summer, but yeah, AC is strictly enforced. Yeah, it makes a huge difference to whether or not your life, like, so the last hot place I was just in Florida actually. It was in the 30s, and it was really hot every time you get out of the car. But then you just get back in the car, and then I realized between the last visits, I was like, oh, and it's not, like the one downside of like car AC. The one downside of car AC is you have to wait for the car to like get rid of all the heat. But the car rental that I had was like, it had the stop start on, so it's like not stop start. You could start it remotely, so I could start the car and get it ACing while I was, still walking around in the heat. So heat becomes a choice, and 30 degrees for 10 minutes is fine. 30 degrees for a day is pain. 40 degrees for 10 minutes is probably painful. 40 degrees for a day is probably like damaging in a serious way. At 100 degrees water boils, it's literally boiling hot. Yeah, I would like to know what 100 degrees feels like. Like, could you survive a few seconds? Or is it that the moment it touches you, you're getting like 4th degree burns or something? Heat is one thing, humidity is what kills me. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have the heat. Let's have the humidity's the real killer discussion. It's true. It needs to be had. Someone has to say it. Okay, so chat, I'm thinking we put our portal on this side of the ravine, because I don't see a reason that I'd be over there, but I do see a reason to be over here. Also, there's a mesa biome, which at some point I should destroy. So, only one way to find out. I mean, yeah, you're right. There's only one way to find out. Let's do it. Put your hand in the oven. Actually, let's build a little bit further inland than this. No, it's too much effort. This is perfect, just the way it is. If future me doesn't like it, future me can suck it. I didn't think humidity was real until I realized a humid 80 is worse than a not humid 90. Yeah, go to Vegas and you'll realize, like, I don't know what 80 and 90 do, but it can be quite hot. And if it's not humid, it's actually quite pleasant because you just sweat your body. Because again, the thing that sucks is if you if you spend too long in 23 degrees in humidity, but your body is not cooling down, it sucks. Like if you wear if it's 12 degrees outside and you're wearing 85 layers, that is probably going to suck. Fun fact. Okay, so I'm really close to my pathway here, which is great. But this ghast is making my life trickier than it probably needs to be. Yeah, I think this stream is a good example of why eventually you have to turn off vibrant visuals. This is an experience that would be made easier by not having graphics that look like this. So here's the second way. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have to take our sulfur blocks. No, I'll use the cinnabar. I think cinnabar blends in well enough with the nether. Or in fact, wait, chat, everything's about gradients now, right? We all agree? Life is, it's just all gradients. If you're not gradient building, then Mojang hates you and they want you to die. So given that we know that, please, why would you spawn? I just went through all that work not to have a ghast. Ah, and there's two over here. Will they fix ghast spawning or something? Okay. Now that they're gone, let's put this down. Let's pick up the cinnabar. And what we can do is we can start with cinnabar at one end and move to Nevrac on the other. Don't you be shooting me right now. I don't agree. No. Not okay. Okay, so this is a really tricky part of the nether to connect to, it seems. But I'll work it out. So we'll just make a big pile of these. I should eat if I'm going to be exploded. What if we just turn off all the ACs on the planet and cool everything? Yeah, it is the ultimate irony that AC is making... If everyone had AC, the outside world would get hotter. I don't know. I think I've made air conditioning a part of my personality, though. I think the difference in my quality of life goes up so dramatically that I think that I still would be like, you know, do we need? Is it really that important that we make the world more habitable without? You know, it doesn't seem that important. So I'm gonna put blocks here for now. Look at this. It's a gradient, chat. It's a gradient. Therefore, it's good. And then we can remove these blocks. I love Bedrock. Never mob spawning. Yeah, it is intense. Conversely, though, when you're looking for a mob on Java, it's annoying that you just can't find it. In my experience, of course. So now we can remove this block. And I'll make this thing over here. And then we'll bridge on this side. And then we remove this block. And then we... Ah! Damn it. Okay, so now we just have to grab some Nevrac. I think it could be smart to, like, tunnel out a few blocks over here, maybe. Yeah, the Vibrant Visuals just is not working for the Nether. It's just hurting my eyes a bit too much, I think. We turn on Fancy, and it's like, okay, I can see exactly what's happening here. Actually, not really. Actually, not really. It's still not perfect. Speaking of not perfect, thank you! Mike Bailey, Cubicle. I agree. This stream is absolutely cubicle. It's chaotic and it's cubicle. Those are the two valid and correct descriptors. So yeah, now we just have to put some Nevrac on the other side of this, and then also connect this like this. Although I think instead of that, we'll use some... So chat, look how beautiful polished cinnabar is. Like, if you've not seen this block yet, this might change your mind on the entire update. Look how beautiful this block is. It's so nice. It's so nice. I think if you don't agree with that, I don't agree with you. I've seen the video, but I've never tried it. But then what we can also do is we can make some cinnabar bricks. And then we could take, like, these blocks down here. Make them into this. Look at that. It fits perfectly. And yet it is a new block. And we can maybe, like, put a block of this over here. And then a block of this over there. Then we'll take some of the Nevrac to fill in this gap here. Look, it's a gradient. It's a gradient. You can see one block and it's next to a block that looks the same. Oh, man. Mojang's going to be so happy with me. I hope I get a raise. Cinnabar is the middle ground between Nevrac and granite. I didn't even think about, like, throwing granite into the mix here. But I bet that would be, like, a fun extra block. I love polished cinnabar. All my homies love polished cinnabar. It looks so good. Like, I think the cinnabar brick is cool. I think it's a really vibrant block. But, man, the polished cinnabar looks so good. It looks so, so, so good. Okay, so now we have to remove the top layer of these. I don't know up to what point. Apparently up to that point. And, oh yeah, I removed the top blocks, which is wrong. So we've put these blocks back now, and then remove the bottom blocks. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll remove those. Did you see the channel member thing? Oh, I did not see the channel member thing. From a video I saw, to open a car of Cooley. I've seen that. It's from Hannah Fry. And it is what I genuinely do. Except my car doesn't have back windows. It doesn't have back windows. So instead I just use... I try, okay. I try it. It doesn't work as well. I feel like saying any 8-bit texture is beautiful is a stretch. Ooh, controversial. Dan Marsh. Very controversial. Speaking of controversial, I should go see if the Super Mario pack is updated. Given that we know that it needs to. Got me curious now. So, yeah, I don't know what to do with these blocks. But the polished cinnabar is going to have to go somewhere. I guess we could connect the polished cinnabar like this. Ah! Hello, friend. We could be friends, but now you are dead. Yeah, and then we'll connect this in the same way, but over there. Just like this. Perfect symmetry. Love to see it. And then I need some Nevrac, so I bet there's some in this tunnel that I just haven't mined. Except, no, it looks like I perfectly mined the tunnel. Very annoying when you're looking for Nevrac that there's not some easy Nevrac to just mine. So I'll mine the floor over here. The floor looks like it could do a bit of a mining. And then we'll just pick up all the rest of what we need to finish this project. Easy peasy. I think they made the perfect choice making polished and brick super vibrant and the normal variant a more subdued variant color. Yeah, I've got to say, the default cinnabar really does not inspire anything or anything from anybody. But polished, oh yeah. That's what we're talking about. That is what we're here for. And there we go. Look, chat. Look, I did it. I used blocks that look similar together. It could be better. Also, it's good to see you, Larry Nannery. How hard is it to make a marketplace world? And what's a good alternative if I can't? Also, how do you like this update? So, I'm going to say as much as I think I can say, and then maybe a little bit more for you, Slinky Dink, because you gave me $5, and therefore I respect you, and I want the best for you, and I'm going to try my best to give the best for you. So, the answer to how do you make a marketplace world is you need to be a part of a marketplace team or to work for a marketplace team. There's a lot of steps for that. We just submitted the creative world to the marketplace. Fun update in case you're curious. And it's probably going to be a 2 to 3 month process if there are no issues found. And, you know, we have a... There's a lot of things that could be an issue there. So it could be like, you know, November by the time that's actually ready to release. It's a multi-month process with lots of, honestly, boxes to check, I's to cross and T's to dot or whatever. But then also, on the other side of the spectrum, marketplace maps don't need to be on the marketplace. You can just release them for free for anyone, anytime, if you want to. And the way you become a marketplace partner is you show them maps that you have made outside of the marketplace. It helps if they've been successful. It helps if they've been critically well received. Also, happy birthday, Larry Nannery! Happy birthday to you. You share this day with Dasher, and I'm glad that you know that. This isn't a very good song, but that is okay. Happy birthday, Larry Nannery. Really good to see you in here, and I hope that you have a great... you know, actually, I hope that your day goes desert well. I'll go that far. But I want money, says your pal ID. So I think it's quite reasonable to want money for your marketplace. I think it's reasonable to want money for your creative output. You know, one of the most interesting rabbit holes that I've been down recently. So, if you haven't seen my most recent members-only Let's Play, I spoke to a shorts YouTuber. I'm trying to speak to more people in this world. I think it's like good for them, good for me. I spoke to one of the like 10 biggest short YouTubers for Minecraft, and he recommended this one particular site. And just while looking into that, I found this whole world that I'd always like. Nah, I thought, wait, what? Chat. I put all that work into making a nether portal in the right spot, and Minecraft was just like, no. I disagree. with your placement. Oh man, and this is gonna take me. Oh, if I already made this too. Oh no, all that work, chat. All that work. So this is still my portal on this side. Where did that portal originally go then? I think I've really balls this one up. Okay, so I'm gonna need to really work this one out. Oh. I'm trying to speak to more people. That's good. Your videos speaking to ducks were starting to get repetitive. I do a lot of speaking to geese in my videos. I will concede. Maybe a little bit too much, some people would say. See, I think I came here... I guess this is the mesa biome that I'm specifically trying to mine. I think it'd be fun and satisfying to do that. Okay, or a shorts YouTuber. I'd love to see those. Okay, so, oh man, that's so frustrating. I don't know how I didn't know this portal was here. This is why you should always check your world at night, where you can see these things. So now I don't... I guess I could destroy that portal. But I kind of like having that portal. But yeah, I think I've just ballsed up quite severely. I think there is a portal that attaches to that. And now I've got two portals that don't quite work well with each other. So here's my plan. I'm going to destroy that portal. Yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to destroy that portal over there. And then I'm going to come through this portal. And it's going to be good. By all, I'm off to get more sunburn. Hey! My man loves the UV rays. Yeah, I do. Okay, so we'll put it back. You know, obviously. We'll leave that there. I do think that heat is a weirdly enjoyable sensation for a good chunk of people. And so maybe when as I'm saying 100 degrees, someone's out there like, yeah, 100 degrees, bet that would feel great. And to those people, I'd like to say, wear sunscreen. Because you only get one skin. So far. I used to kind of believe quite intensely and quite, like, genuinely that, yeah, the whole, like, I used to be very deep believer in the idea that obviously we are going to have, like, some form of life extension technology in place by the time I'm, like, 60. I think recently I kind of concluded, like, yeah, I don't think that's happening. I just don't think it is. So chat, I could have really messed up my world by doing this another time. Oh my god, why? What? How is it deciding here is the right place for a portal? Chat, I'm ruining my world so much by doing this, but I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to try one more time. Maybe that portal was always there. I don't wear sunscreen because why would I willingly go into the sun when I don't have to? Honestly, gamer take, and I love it, D Grizzly. That's you know what? You're right. Screw it. I agree. I'm on this team. Wrong red and yellow blocks. Yeah. My whole family has sun cancer. So Nicholas Vidot, actually, I hate to put you on the spot like this, but you know, you like to talk at least a little bit about your engagement with your local area politics. You said that 90% of bike thieves are done by serial bike crime people. What's I asked you earlier, but we were talking about Dash's birthday and her weather that she's getting as a result of it. Apparently, the ideal weather for Larry plus some thunderstorms. But yeah, if you like cycling a lot and you like a lot of that, how do you propose that you stop cycle crimes from happening? I'd love to know your. From what I know about you, you are a well thought out individual. You know, you're thoughtful. But I'd like to know what your thinking is. I think it's one of those hardest problems to solve, and so most people will just land on like cut off their hands or something. Curious what your solution ends up being. If you live in Vegas, you flee from the sun like a vampire this time of year. You don't mind the heat, but the sun. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. How long have you been in Vegas now, Dan, actually? I feel like it's, I know that you moved there from somewhere else, but I feel like you've now, like, it's been, like, a real chunk of time, at least since we met, so I'm curious You know, are you a last vegan now? Is that how that works? Sometimes the updates roll out for different devices at different times. Oh, I'm sorry for anyone out there who does not have it. I believe in you. It's only a matter of time till you get it. Also, I think I went too far this way for my Nether portal. I think bike thieves should be forced to give you a better bike than the one they stole, and there should be a bike... Oh, I like that idea. Honestly, so much of crime is about making things right on, like, a societal level. You know, like, you go to prison. I'd love the idea that if you're caught doing a crime, you also have to make, like... I don't know, like, I get, like, there's a clear problem in, like, what if you don't have the money? But everyone... Okay. Let's take a step back. Let me tell you about one of my favorite bonkers cases that happened. Chat, this woman in Vietnam was convicted of embezzling $50 million US. It's in that ballpark. I think it's like 40 or 60. The details, the exact number of dollars she embezzled should not be as important as the fact that she was caught embezzling money. And so what they said to her was, unless you can find at least 30 million of those dollars to give back, because she claims she could find none, we will execute you. They have the death penalty there, and apparently the line for the death penalty is somewhere in the region of, you know, that many millions of dollars. So they just said to her, like, yeah, you've got to find $30 million by this day, or you will be executed. And it's kind of a bit like, yeah, if you're a bike thief and you steal bikes for money, you should have some money to make it right when you get caught. And, you know, because I think everyone, if it really came down to it, if it was die or have this amount of money, everyone should have someone willing to back them. Bike theft would be a lot less if bikes were cheaper. The days of a $200 bike are gone. They're like $5K now. Oh, I think you can still have those same bikes. I just, whether people want to is the tricky part, right? Yeah, I consider myself a Vegas person now. I have a comedy bit about telling people I grew up in Detroit and they don't have a response to that. I cannot imagine why. Okay, so we're going to break this portal now. So chat, I put all this work into making this lovely thing. But now, in fact, I'll just take this with me. I'll take more of the portal with me. Now we're going to see what happens with this. The cave tripped me up. I thought you were still in the overworld. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm aiming for. Maybe I should put a little portal there, actually. Make it look like it's an immersive thingamajig. I bet those tamales were... Oh, one of the things I like from Mexico is a lady who poisoned some extortionists. She got in jail for murder while the other guys were allowed to be out there. Bet those tamales were to die for. That is a fun example. Also, York is one of the top 3 areas of most bike theft in the UK. Fun fact. Yeah, that, like, it upsets me, I think. I think when people are criminals professionally is when it becomes like, yeah, that's when you need to have someone cracking down on it. Like, if crimes of opportunity are really hard to solve, and also at least slightly relatable. Like, again, you know, sometimes I do put through my chocolate croissants at Lidl as regular croissants. I'm a monster. I'm aware. I've got to seek some help for that, I'm sure. Yeah, I think I should make this into a portal. I think that would be silly. But I also kind of want to do it. I'll need more obsidian, though. But, like, if I make that into a portal, I think it would look fun. When I went to Norway for my aunt's wedding, I saw some rentable bikes in the downtown area of this small town. Yeah, I think I can't really picture a European town without picturing, like, Lime bikes for rent. But also, the same is true for North American cities. Okay, I think there might have been Lime bikes in Ecuador, where I just was. Okay, so now we have to go back to the overworld, and then go back through that portal, and then it will take me where I want to go. Chat, this is a lot of steps, but I hope that it's worth it. Hi Toycat, I realize now I need to pursue a music career because my favorite band was in town for the first time in 20 years. I missed out on tickets, but they posted looking for an opener. You want to get into music so you can become the opener for the band that you really like. Respect the idea there. Don't get me wrong. Also, what is the scale of the Nether? Is it 128 blocks? It might be 256. I can work it out from this tunnel. I think that's a good 1,000 blocks. So it's going to be 128. So I think that means my copper is going to be like up, or my sulfur is going to be up there. So chat, this is my new representation of where you can find a sulfur cave in my world. That is very scary. Don't look at me. So we're going to put one of our sulfur spikes down, because I think this is the best representation of the new biome. That's just my opinion, obviously, but I think that it's true. Please don't do this to me. Please don't shoot my wall. I deliberately didn't put a wall back here because I thought it would look cool. Don't make me regret that, casts. Okay, so now we can see where my sulfur is, my cherry groves, my mangrove, and what is this block actually? That's a sideways skulk. I'll put it regular ways to make it less confusing. You should become a musician so you can have a theme song to the latest hit show. That's the real money. You had to run all the way to Colombia because of your cross-knot crimes. I did in fact have to. No, yeah, because it's bike theft hurts because you're not only losing your bike, but you also have to walk home. Yeah, it's the same reason why back in the day, like, horse theft was seen as this huge crime. It was like, you are robbing a man of their transportation, their ability to go into the world and do stuff. I don't know, I wonder about crime a lot, like, can you ever really solve crime, or are you just pushing it into different, like, scenarios? Because the ideal crime is like, yeah, it takes... The ideal type of crime is basically like, it's a minimum wage job that keeps people busy, so they don't do actually violent crimes, right? Like, oh yeah, you can steal phones, but you can only steal one phone a day, and the phone will get you £50. And that's like, well, that's basically, that's like welfare, but paid for by other people's phone insurance plans. That's reasonable, I guess. They should add a big, massive sulfur geyser in the nether. What would the benefit of a sulfur geyser in the nether be, though? You know, what would you actually get from that, Mewtwo fan MC? But yeah, no, I think being a musician has a lot of downsides that come with their upsides. I tried to scan a pastry as a cheap one once, and I didn't think that... But I think the cheaper ones were already sold out, so it didn't work. Bingo Lingo 655, the police are onto you. And I'm just saying, how about the death penalty for petty theft? It's interesting, right? Because in theory, if everyone was rational, we could just put the death penalty on every single crime, and no one would ever commit a crime again. I would never steal a croissant from... I would never put my croissant through, my chocolate croissant through as a regular croissant, if the penalty was the death penalty. But yet, some people would. And that defies all conventional logic, right? Like, surely not. Surely, if the risk is death, you're not going to do it. But people do things where the risk is death every day, and not even a lot of the time are they even getting, like, heavily rewarded. Chat, I think I've got to eat soon. I think to make sure that I'm not on Colombian time, I need to make sure that I do that. I think bribes are an interesting one. If I pay 20% of the fine to an officer directly, it's a win-win. But yeah, I mean, 20% of your life would be a lot. Except I don't learn my lesson. Yeah, you gotta learn your lesson, man. Otherwise, what's the point? Everyone's got to learn lessons. I would argue the opposite of no death penalty, even for murder. Yeah, but that only... So again, it only because people don't make rational decisions around crimes. But then how do we affect the irrational decisions people are making about crimes? That's a far harder problem to solve. 12 eggs time? Ordering food time? I could go out and get the food, actually. Might encourage me to go see some stuff. At least this isn't hardcore. Oh. I can't fly anymore. Oh, I'm flying. Oh, I can't fly. I'm flying. Chat, let me tell you, it is not a loved thing. Apparently the game does not love when you do what I'm... Oh, look at that. This is extra wonky. Incredibly wonky. Watch Toy Cat order Greek food live on camera. Yeah, I feel like Greek food and fig, Dan, these are foods that are just... They just don't... I've known one person in my life to like Greek food. I feel like it's too old. Maybe do a Hunger Games, but for crimes. Yeah, honestly, that'd be a good, like, you know, that way you could argue. I feel like more things in life, rather than being punishment, should be like, well, you've done that, and so this is the consequence. It's not a punishment, but you are going on the Hunger Games now. Didn't want to go on the Hunger Games? Well, you shouldn't have stolen that croissant from Lidl. You know, Lidl have employees to pay, and they almost couldn't do it because of this. They have to, you know, I actually, chat. Realms is a great service everyone should use. No. So chat, I made a third channel video recently, if you're curious. And it was just my first experience going into a Dutch supermarket, and then also my second experience. And what I thought was notable was both supermarkets were really, they put a lot of work into, like, you have to scan with a receipt to get out if you want to get out. It was like annoying to me because I was just in a really big hurry. You can watch it all live in video. But the reason I'm referencing this video is because just so you can know it's a real experience. Like, it literally happened live while I was just trying to do something else. But, you know, it's not me trying to be one of those people that's like, oh, and this is the problem with the world these days, is there's just too many people trying to take advantage of, you know, it's a problem. We need the Sharia penalty for death law. Okay, so all of that work, chat, and now we're going to have to mine this and move it along slightly further this way. That's totally fine. I will do that. If you commit a crime, you're forced to go and sacrifice yourself to war if there ever is one for the rest of your life. Yeah, weirdly, that would probably be the best, like... I do think that war... I think that, like, outside of people who really want to, and there are, like, dedicated military, you know, loving people, I do think, you know, like, there's military families, and I don't want to, you know, rip on any of them. It's a hard life, I'm sure. But I think it's hugely... I think I'm just going to close this off, by the way. I'm just going to put some red... well, guess that decision's been made for me. Oh, also, there is my next portal. It's very close by. But this portal should finally solve my problem. Let's now go mine some Cinnabar. Let's see if it links correctly first. Good news, chat. It links correctly, and only sometimes will drop me into a ravine. Okay, now we're going to just pick up some sulfur cubes and pick up a ton of Cinnabar. I think the Cinnabar is going to be really useful. So one of you, please. I'll grab you as well, because sure, why not? Oh no, can't do it. But yeah, I feel like war is one of the hardest things, and so, like, you know what? Let's put it in the... And, you know, like, people who aren't good at following the rules probably are extra good at military stuff. Like, you know, if the rule is meant to be, like, show up at dawn and, you know, only use knives, then if your guy shows up with a chef's knife at 2 a.m. instead, that's fine. He's breaking the rules, but he's helping his country in exchange. You know, I haven't thought this idea through fully enough. I think I take back my opinion. I think, if not for real reasons, then because I think it sounds very terrible. Yeah, I think I think people would then deliberately do crimes so they could have a chance at winning the Hunger Games. I think there's a little bit of, like, one of the weirdest things I've encountered in the world. Okay, chat, can I tell you the most, like, petty but stupid, but also I'm genuinely upset about this story? There was a new opening. There was an opening of a new restaurant in London, and to celebrate, they're like 50% off. It's a chain that I actually like to go to. I was going to be very close to it anyway. It was right by the hospital I was already at, and so I was like, oh, awesome! I can go, and I can get myself a 50% off meal, half the price for the same amount of meal. Wow, what a good deal. And so I go in and I'm saying, can I have this and can I have that? And they're like, it is one bowl per customer. You can only have one, sir. And I was like, oh, but, like, obviously the second one isn't for me. And they're like, it's one, you can only have one. There's only one of you, so you can have one. I'm like, totally understand that, but, you know, what if I can show you that, like, I can give you, like, someone else's reward card, because this is definitely for them, I swear. Like, I'm not making this up so I can get twice the bowls. Like, I don't need 2 meals. I'm just looking for 1. And they're like, oh yeah, if their reward, you can totally do that. Their reward card will say that it has a free bowl on them, because that's why you're asking me, right? And they're like, they got really obtuse about it. Like, yeah, obviously you've and what I thought was interesting is, like, you can kind of just pretend that someone has understood something and just roll with it and do that. And so I feel like that exact same logic could apply, if you wanted it to like the way that, you know, like the Hunger Games works. It's like, oh, you stole someone's bike that they put, you know, a year's worth of savings into. Oh, that must mean you did that because you wanted to go on the Hunger Games. Yeah, you're invited to the Hunger Games, and you know you're saying no now, but you wouldn't steal bikes otherwise. Everyone knows that bike thieves go on the Hunger Games. We should not send people to kill children abroad, and I'm a big fan of the child killing abroad. Let's be real. I mean, what else do we have going on? That's obviously not my true opinion. In America, it's legal for a cop to take a bribe if the cop arrests you for bribing a cop. I mean, it's good to have that rule in the system, right? Presumably, he has to give the bribe back. But I think I think you need systems of trust, and I think that one of the easiest ways to create trust between you and the system is if you know that, like, I don't know, the only reason that, like, you can trust that your employer will pay you the right wage and your employer can trust that you will pay the right taxes on it is because you both know that if the other person doesn't, you could be, you know, ratted out in a way. I think that, like, building trust like that is important. Make Minecraft builds, not war. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I think it's well beyond the scope of this channel, but I think everyone is a little naturally anti-war. I think it takes a lot of doing. I think that I like one of my like favorite thought experiments is genuinely you need to get to the point where you would still be against like something as major as World War II. Like, you know, because one of the things you'll see online is people, the only way to justify using violence on someone is you've got to start calling them things that are people that are worth using violence on. And the classic go-to, because it's the last time that everyone seems to have unified on what was good, is the N-word for, you know, Germans of that one particular period. And so the problem with like that is that, you know, because everyone does agree, like, yeah, the violence was justified, is now we start to say, like, well, therefore, logically, if violence was justified against them, if there were more of these Germans from the mid-20th century, then obviously violence would be justified against them. And so then it becomes like a hunt, because some people just love their violence. Then it becomes a hunt for who are the bad Germans. We should solve all worlds with a build battle in Minecraft. You're right, Mewtwo. How on earth did you tie reward cards to bike theft? You can tie anything to anything if you believe in yourself, Potato. You can tie anything to anything. So yeah, chat, what do you think is the most important long-term effect of the update for your world? I think, to me, I'm probably going to use the sulfur. I want to believe I'm going to use the sulfur cube to make a monorail. I don't know if I actually will. But also, hey Toy Cat, I rejoined you after I watched your video about the Chaos Cubed update. Good to see you, Lucky Teddy 04. I see that means you are 22, by the way. Congratulations. Only another 8 years till your bones start to hurt and you start to be in pain because you sleep on things weird. Regeneration is stupid on Bedrock. Very true. Very, very true. But it's good to see you here. How does Toy Cat survive these questions without being cancelled? First of all, I do think that I think we're quite lucky here. We have an audience of people who are here because they mostly want to be. So one of the classic YouTube problems, one of the maybe sad YouTube problems I might go as far as to say, is there's a good chunk of people who have audiences that aren't really their audience. They're not people who are there to see them. They're there to see, like, you know, the classic advice. To this day, this is still the advice that every YouTuber thinks is true. How do you grow on YouTube? You join an SMP. Great advice, don't get me wrong. Until you think about the second order effect, which is that, well, if everyone wants to join an SMP, and everyone finds channels through SMPs, then every SMP is going to have someone who you don't really like. Like, if I was on Hermitcraft, if I was on, you know, if I was on one of these big SMP servers, then there would be a bunch of people who follow me because they're like, oh yeah, he's one of those SMP guys. And these would be the most normie Minecraft fans out there. And they'd be like, wait, what did Toycat just say? Did he say you got to be against the invasion of Germany in the 1930s? That sounds a lot to me like Toycat is a bad guy. And then they'll clip that out of context. They'll make it a 7-second clip to share with their friends about how much they hate this, to show their virtue about, like, wow, don't we all agree that this is the worst thing ever? Also, then someone else will go looking back into clips and be like, yeah, I hate this guy so much. Did you hear in this stream he said, you know, like, he made a joke, he compared trans people to trains. That wasn't very good of him, was it? And then someone will go back and they'll be like, oh, actually in 2015, Toycat said that he stole a croissant from Lidl by saying that it wasn't a real croissant, and it was he said that his chocolate croissant was a regular croissant even though it wasn't. What a monster. Does he not believe in society? Toycat doesn't believe in society? Of course he's a, you know, the thing starts like that. We experienced this a little bit recently with a video that went a little bit out of control. But there, okay, so I'm gonna build a nice little pathway over here. I have to close off that previous pathway, but that's quite easy to do by comparison. I'm just gonna make myself a nice cinnabar, whatever, over here. I think I need to make a crafting table first, but that's easy second problem to solve. So first of all, slime balls. They seem good, but they're not. Not for today, I'm afraid. Blaze rod, same category. So then we're going to take our sulfur, and we're just going to make a pile of bricks. I think that will be handy, and it will look kind of cool. That is my entire logic for having them here. Yeah, this looks awesome. Therefore, I should have it. Just a bunch of these blocks coming through here, right up until this point. Okay, and then we'll continue them this way, along the ground here too. And then I'll probably put like a couple of stairs over here and then up there too. So we'll remove these, put some stairs over there, and then we'll remove... Oh, okay, wait, actually, I think I misunderstood what I was doing to myself there. But that's fine. We'll just put those blocks there, these blocks all the way over here. Then, because I love the polish... Actually, should we put some sulfur down just for a little bit of color? Let's put a little bit of sulfur down, just so we can say that we've done it, right? Then we'll put some sulfur bricks down over here. And we'll do the same over here, because why not? They look a little bit like end bricks, but that's fine. And then we'll put a bunch of polished cinnabar down for the roof. That's a bit too low. Yeah, we're going to have to go a block higher than that, I think. Because we want this to be high enough to include the portal. So we'll go like 2 blocks in, and then we'll go another block up. Then 2 blocks in, and another block up. What all says Blub? Hello, Blub. Do we have a raid while I was talking about that? I'm a trans woman and would know there's some funny way that you made equivalents to trans people in trains. Yeah, I don't even know what half of them were. I hope that... I feel like I... first of all, happy for you. But second of all, I think that the ideal way to make humorous... Like, I don't know, like, it is my opinion that things are funnier when there's a little bit of, like, having to work it out. When something's too obvious, it's not funny. When something is, you know, like, what's the word? Like, preaching rather than... Like, I think curiosity is important. And I think the moment you lose your curiosity is the moment you stop having interesting things to say. Because when you're... It's like when you're looking for a way to explain the solution you already have, it's less fun than when you're trying to find what the correct solution is or should be. Also, this is a really good fit for this pathway here, right? Chat, can we all agree? This is actually looking kind of cool to me. So we'll have this continue onwards past this. Just a little bit. Just because there's going to be some stone here, which I can actually put in place now. Just to show, like, it's going back to normal. I probably should move this block over there, though, just to be slightly less confusing. Yeah, chat, I'm liking how this is going. Do we call this the Toy Cat McDonald's Highway? Yes, this is the Toy Donald Highway. It is beautiful, and there are no issues with it. I think that this side should have some glass on, and this side should just be covered. Or something along those lines. Yeah, I'm gonna fill these blocks with this. Chat, it's a gradient. It's a gradient. Oh, look at the gradient. It's blocks of different colors. They look similar. Cinnabar bricks look so good. Yeah, Cinnabar bricks look insanely good. Especially next to the regular bricks. But look at polished Cinnabar. Tell me this isn't the block that gets you going. Can we make the yellow brick road in Minecraft now? That's hype. I think I made a joke about... Again, I made 2 videos about the Chaos Cube just before it came out here. And I think I made this specific joke already. True, I remember in high school researching the correlation between autism and gender diverse identities. If you're one, you're more likely to be the second as well. Yeah, to me, that makes perfect sense. To me, that, like... Or rather, it does make perfect sense, but when you think about it, I think it's like a different perception of yourself in the world that can easily explain both things, right? 95% of people on all forms of transport admit to violating traffic laws, and 5% are liars. What traffic laws do you break regularly, Nicholas Vidal? You gotta tell me. In what ways are you a questionable citizen of the law? I need to know so I can, you know, avoid you in those specific jurisdictions and ways. Okay, so I'm thinking we make this path like this. So like that. And then we'll have a big glass or something over here. I guess we can't use glass because it'll get exploded by a ghast unless we have like a tiny gap for that. Yeah, I'll use big glass anyway. Who's gonna stop me? And then like this, I guess, logically. And then like this, and then like this. Okay, so this is going to be glass later. And now we just need a staircase here, and then to work out what our idea is. So we'll fill this, have this match over there. And then later, we'll fill in the gaps. Maybe. Or maybe we won't. Honestly, yeah, I think we at least have to match that, though. So let's cover this with blocks, and lovely. This is the McDonald's Highway exit. I hope the Mexican government is reading, but I occasionally skip stop signs when... Oh, I hope they're not reading. But I occasionally stop them when they're in stupid places, but I make sure when no one's coming. Yeah, weirdly, in America, I never skip a stop sign. Because you always hear about, like, you know, oh, you skipped a stop sign back there. Yes, I'll have to kill you now. No, they're actually quite reasonable. But I've heard of so many people actually having an issue with them. But I will say, there's a stop sign in the UK. I could show you where it is on Google Maps, but I'll try not to dox myself. There's a stop sign that's in an obvious place there should be a yield sign. Like, the stop sign makes it really confusing for pedestrians. Drive responsibly, irresponsibly. Yeah, exactly. Rolling through stop signs. When I'm in America, I do like a genuine full stop every time, and it's kind of like fun. It's like no one actually does this, which makes it genuinely enjoyable to me. Oh, no, 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 no. Shulker box, don't get burst. Okay. No, please stop. I always forget that the Nether is dangerous. You know, you spend enough time here and you just think to yourself, yeah, what's the worst that could happen? And the answer is lots of bad things. Okay, so now I'm going to make... So this is another first time recipe, chat. I'm going to make myself, for the first time ever, some Cinnabar brick stairs. You should use a stone cutter for these, but guess what? I'm not. Sue me. And there we go. Do you like it, chat? Does it look beautiful? This is my first ever, technically speaking, Chaos Cube build. Do you think I did a good job? Same here, I'm super careful in the US. I think that's irrational, though. I bet they have fewer police per capita or whatever. It has to be true. Maybe. Okay, so now... Oh, this is such a mess. This is such a mess. Just to make future me's life a little bit easier, I'm gonna fill this in. And fill this in. And fill this in. And I'll probably just fill this in too. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And then also, I like that fire being there, so I'll leave that there. But I'll fill this in as well. I'll just fill it nice and proper. Easy peasy. And then this hole can exist, but we'll fill that in. And then this needs to be covered up too, right? Because I have a... Oh, this is the wrong way. Wrong way. Whoopsie. What do you think about the bricks and minifigures situation? I actually don't know what you're talking about. The police in the US love spawn camping. Are you saying that they... Spawn camping would be if the police sit in hospital waiting rooms and then give the children, like, parking tickets for being in the hospital too long. So yeah, I'm going to close this off. And then I'm going to put up a little sign. And say, like, not the correct way. Closed for closed for renovations or something, I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 of those. And then we need just one stick, right? And then so we'll put the other 2 in there. Okay, chat. I'm going to put up a little sign saying, new exit this way. Exit closed, go this way. It'll be that simple. And that should allow me to do something good. So 3 signs, I don't know, I'll do the other 2. Under the current administration, I wouldn't find that surprising. Yeah, you could argue, you know, I don't want to make a poorly timed joke here. But guess what? We're in a safe space, chat. I'm amongst people that I trust. So like spawn camping, you know, like if you were police and you wanted to get some easy, you know, points, given how laws work in some states, spawn camping would be going to, you know, the Planned Parenthood place. And with that said, you don't know about the brick and minifigs drama? Oh, wait. It's the... I think I do know about it. It's the... Yeah. Okay, I am the only person on this planet who is not interested. I know I'm weird, but okay. Let me tell you what I know of the bricks and minifigs drama. There was a company, exit closed, Mesa plus sulfur. I guess really the arrow should be over here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good, chat. So I'm going to tell you how I understand it, and you can tell me if I'm just missing why it is so hugely interesting. So a person had a couple $100,000 worth of Lego. You know, bricks and minifigures, if you will. This person had a bunch of Lego, and they rented the Lego out to a shop, or let the shop show their Lego in exchange for commission if the Lego sold. However, the shop went under, or went through some legal transformation, and then they had a creditor, or someone came and took the bricks and minifigs, their $200,000 worth of Lego. And then there's a whole bunch of drama in how they responded to that and how they're getting it back. But to me, it's like, yeah, that's bad. That's it feels like something that bad probably happens every day. I don't want that to be true. What's your opinion on the political spectrum of guinea pigs? I just went to a country where they eat guinea pigs. Maybe that's the solution to what we should do with humans too. I'm just saying. You probably know more about it than I do, and I follow LEGO news regularly. We have a regular in chat called Lego Show TV. Why is he not here? He would be the one to ask. Watching this while Bedrock Edition updates is slightly counterproductive with my bandwidth. Yeah, it is counterproductive, but think about it this way. Would you rather spend your time... have a less time, but more painful, or have a longer update, but enjoy it more? Assuming you enjoy this live stream. If you don't enjoy this live stream, none of that makes any sense. So I can't do a video on Rupert Loet, lol. It took me a while to accept that. I think I want to make a video about if we're on like spicy subjects. I think the thing that happened while I was gone, that I would have made a video when it happened, is probably the the Elon Musk $1 trillion thing, right? I think he's now closer to $2 trillion than any trillionaire is, than anyone else is to making 1 trillion. No, go so much deeper, just some terrible people. Then I am. It's also about how the police dealt with the whole thing. Oh yeah, it's one of those small town. It's in Utah, right? And the police sided with the guy. I do think that, you know, I understand why the drama is exciting to people. I try my best. This is probably a bad thing, but I try my best to not let drama shape my view on the world, right? But that's wrong and stupid of me. Okay, so I've now got some sulfur cubes. Oh, chat! I've never seen this. Am I stupid for never having seen this? Again, it's amazing. Like, I've been playing with this update every week for the last 3 months, and I haven't seen that it tells you what blocks they've got inside. Because I'm just stupid that way. So now I've got 5 separate cubes, plus we'll take all of this, and we'll whack it in there too. Got myself so many sulfur spikes. And now what I think I need to do is I need to go back there and probably just mine the potent sulfur. I think that could be a fun stream. Maybe it should be this stream. Yeah, I think I've got everything set up though. I also need to go find the bounce disc. Yeah, I definitely need to. I'm back. Have to admit, your dramatic way of saying goodbye caught me off guard. Hey, I'm glad. A little bit of suicide goes a long way. With you, boy. Okay, so we've got a bunch of ores that should go over here. Got me ore and ore and ore and ore. And we'll put it all away in here. Yeah, chat, what should we order? No, actually, I bet I've got food that I can find in my house. Or... is Elon getting richer on AI? How does he have more money than several countries' GDP? See, that's where I want to. That's why I think it's an interesting video. Is because, like, the actual amount of money that is raised, I think it's 82 billion, which is like an absurd amount. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that $82 billion becomes $1 trillion in a way that we accept and measure, despite there being no actual way to get that $1 trillion, is fascinating. At least to me, it is. So I guess I'll start putting this in there, and then just as a way to dump it out. And now we put the deep slate into the deep slate chest. I've got so many... I need to work out like an equivalent of my pyramid, but for all of this, chat. What do I do? He became one of his company's public... Yeah, it's... I think, honestly, without going too deep into it here, like, they folded Twitter. They spun off Twitter AI into its own business, Grok or whatever. Then they combined the XAI with the satellite business. Then combined that with SpaceX, which is the future of space. Again, I'm trying to be fast but not inaccurate, and that is a tricky thing to do off the top of your head. But basically, by combining a lot of companies and then selling on the future of that company, they have a company which is worth a lot, in theory. And that is an interesting thing, because that makes you very wealthy if you own most of what is going to be $1 trillion company. Okay, there we go. Did my best, I think. SpaceX went public at 100 times the valuation of the space market. Yeah, but I mean, like, there is no valuation of the space market that is accurate right now, because there is no space... Yeah, you know, that's... I don't know, it's interesting. Sorry for calling you a snowman instead of a television. Speaking of television, chat, I think reform are establishment adjacent. Oh, that is spicy, huh? I think, yeah, I think that's, also, they won't let me use the classic texture pack. They should revert the texture update. Yeah, so Nicholas Badeau, you said earlier there's no classic texture pack anymore. I want to know what you mean by that. But first, okay, chat. This is the last thing I want to do today. But I realized something that wasn't done, and now I'm going to make sure it is done. Or actually, should I use new blocks or something? No, let's not. That'd be silly. So, Kat, have you already gotten bounce? I have not gotten bounce. I think I might have to do a quest for bounce. It should have been called Space Twitter. There is no space. The Earth is flat. Yeah, when Elon Musk works that out, value of the company is going to crash. Value of the company is absolutely going to crash. But yeah, I think that it's the new smoke and mirrors thing. I think that Round Earth is just a conspiracy from Big Round. Exactly. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money at stake for doing that. Yes, I've got to eat food soon. So chat, what should I eat? Give me your best guesses. 18 eggs was Dash's earlier idea. What is a good food that will make me want to sleep in like 2 or 3 hours? Because yeah, I was like, I always worry about getting jet lag after going somewhere with such a different sleep schedule. So today, my goal is just to not be jet lagged. If I make it through today, and that's the goal, and that's the accomplishment, I would feel good. Are you still in Ecuador? Says Dominica. I am not in Ecuador. This is my Ecuadorian accent. I think it might be offensive. I am very sorry to all my Ecuadorian friends. Ooh. Mac and cheese. I have vegan sesame chicken and rice. Oh, very interesting, huh? Pokey, a protein shake? Yes, the eggs. You know, I think it's got to be the eggs. 18 eggs on the way. Let's do it. How many days in a year do you get to eat that many eggs? That's the question, and the answer for me is going to be this many. So yeah, I think that this is a little bit better looking than it was before. Should it just be free high all the way up? I think no. I think having this little extra pillar here really drives home that, like, yeah, 300 is still so cool, but 320, that's the real tip of the top. Tacos, get tacos. That always gets me counting sheep quickly. Yeah, I don't think the tacos are as good here, Naito. I hate to tell you. I know you've mentioned once you had an ambition with regards to the UK, but the tacos, not the best thing, I've got to say. Also, can I actually place sugarcane down here? I can. Is there a reason why I haven't placed sugarcane down at the top? I bet there must be a reason. Can't tell you what it is, though. So I'll just place a little bit more right now, so I can feel like I've done some extra progress on this build too. And yeah, I haven't found bounce yet, but I think that I can't consider the update complete till I have. I think I need to find bounce, and then I need to get a bunch of sulfur, and then I need to use that sulfur to make something fun. Yeah, I think that's my idea. I hope that you have all enjoyed this live stream, chat. If you have, then like, favorite, and subscribe. Otherwise, check out my all features in this update video from today if you want to learn about all those features. And what will be tomorrow's video? I guess we'll have to find out. Thank you, and have a good night. Or don't. It's up to you. Since you asked, they removed the classic pack from the marketplace instead of removing its bugs. Let's find that out. Let's see if you're right about that. So presumably you're saying, okay, classic. So the classic will go by texture packs, pack types, textures. Okay, so classic textures by relevance. I think it's meant to look like this. I wonder how this shows up, because it looks nothing. So there isn't a classic texture pack anymore. You have to go to presumably global resources, my packs. Presumably you can still have it if you have it downloaded though, right? Yeah. So let's view this in store. Ah. So it does still exist, but it's not listed. You can't find it anymore. Yeah, that's very interesting, huh? I feel like that's a cheeky way to fix something. But call me crazy if you will. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm gonna exit Minecraft now. Goodbye. Oh. I'm still here. That's weird. I have to ship this back now. It's really sad. Oh, it's invisible. Also, I've got to finish signing the Toy Cat cards. So I'm going to do that. Also, I showered yesterday. But now showering yesterday is less impressive. I showered at like 2 a.m. this time today. But in this part of the world there. But now I'm in this part of the world over there. So I think I need to shower again and maybe eat as well. I think I'm going to do that. No, you hang up.